How are y'all dickheads doing? It is I, once again, Dick Record, coming to you live from the studio in New York City. We're gonna be doing a spoopy Halloween charm stream. The enthusiasm's kind of like not super, and maybe it's maybe what? Shut up. If you're new to the channel, you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, come over to twitch.tv/dickrecord. Link in the description where you catch me streaming video games, Leathercraft, and other sort of nonsense every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from around 4 to around 8 Eastern Standard Time. But with that out of the way, let's get into this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kidding. Let's okay, so we're gonna make a charm actually. And this is really a proof of concept thing for another project that I want to work on later on. Essentially, it's going to be kind of like an icon charm, right, of a little skull thing, which is why this is spooky. It's going to be 2-color using the same leather, which is the proof of concept thing that I want to experiment with. And to do that, I'm actually going to use a similar leather. I haven't ordered the other leather yet. The tube came out. Cool. This is the same leather that I used to make my girlfriend's wallet, which you guys can't even see. So I'm just going to cut out like a very small amount, actually, because I don't actually need that much. But it's produced by Badalasi Carlo, and it is a pull-up leather from Italy. Let's get that on screen. It looks so nice. I don't need that much. And typically, I say that these types of projects should primarily be made with like scraps, right? But I have no scraps of this. I basically cut out like a chunk for the wallet, and then that was it. You know, the other piece that was there that was kind of like a flange of it, and I don't want to test it, is this piece, right? It was just sort of like here or something, right? And I cut it off. I'd been like handling it. It looks wonderful, and then like I guess this simulates aging, right? This is the same turquoise that this is. Maybe I should increase the lighting a little bit. But yeah, I hope that sort of like makes it look more clear. It doesn't, does it? Let me play around with this. I was already having issues with the camera earlier. Configure crossbar. Does that do anything? No. Configure video. Sharpness. All the way up. Gamma. I don't know what gamma does. Apply. Camera control. Auto. Oh, auto. Apply. Whatever. I guess I can't make it more clear. Maybe I gotta be a little bit further away. That's the edge of the table. So maybe I bring this down a little bit. That probably helps me, actually. All right. Yeah, camera's a little screwy. Hey, what's up, Shabazz? The horniest. How are you doing, dude? Just talk a little bit about this leather that I'm using, actually. The Badalasi Carlo, which is the stuff that I used for my girlfriend's purse. I'm sorry, not purse. Spoilers, right? For her wallet. And so we're here because I want to test a theory that I have about using this one leather to get 2 different colors out of it. 2 different colors out of it, if that makes any sense. And I'll show you guys in a second. I just need to cut a piece out. So I think the piece will be roughly yay big, right? Maybe a little bit bigger. Where's my, I'm so prepared today. I'm doing all right. Just a little bit behind on everything. I was planning on waking up earlier to work on this. A lot of this is like last minute stuff. Although this thing that I've designed, I designed a while ago, and I just never moved forward with it. So here we are. Here we are. Have you gotten used to being back home? There. And I was gonna ask if you found a new job yet, because I remember you left your job before you left the country, and now that you're back, you know. I'm still waiting to hear back from some more people. I get the occasional callback, but it's not as often as I'd like it to be. So, yeah, you know, oops, need that. So I've mentioned earlier that this is going to be a charm, right? So it's going to be very small. And let me show you guys put this away. Let's show you guys the design that we're working with. Something that I came up while I was working heavily on trying to develop charms for the channel. Thinking, oh, these will be quick and easy to make, and then like each one of them is just like 3 to 4 hours to make. This is the template that I've made, right? And the idea is skull, right? Kind of like this icon outline that makes it like this weird square thing. We're gonna round the edges after the fact, usually by cutting off the corners and then sanding them round. And then we're just gonna stitch around it, right? We're gonna glue everything together. We're gonna use some 3 to 5 ounce veg tan as sort of like this backing plate. And I think this Botolossi Carlo is 5 to 6 ounces. So it should be relatively thick, not super thick, not too thin, right? It should feel pretty stout. Now, the way that this is affixed to the bag is there's a hole right here for the eye. We're gonna punch that hole all the way through the entire thing. We're gonna finish that opening. Then we're going to run our I didn't cut the leather for it. We're gonna run our I guess belt through the eye hole around wherever we're going to put it on for the final project. I don't think I'm gonna make the little belts right now, simply because I just want to get this thing done, right? It's gonna be proof of concept, and essentially, in order to get the 2 colors that I'm trying to get out of this one piece of leather, the other side has like a different color and a different texture entirely. And so what I was planning on doing is essentially you cut one part like that, right? And then you do a second one at the same time like this, right? I know, I know. Listen, I used a cereal box for this. Doesn't matter. You just use whatever cardboard you have lying around. It was gonna go into the garbage anyway. And so when you have like both pieces, what you do is you make the two things at the same time. One will be facing left, one will be facing right. And you just sort of like assemble them together. You too, huh? I've been playing the waiting game as well, but you know, it's probably gonna be, I don't know, about a while. I don't know how your industry is like working, right? In terms of like job availability, you know what I mean? I need my all. Let me use the pointier all. You know what I mean? Like in architecture, I've been having a bitch of not a bitch of a time. Like I get the occasional callback, but like you know, there's a few that is just like I don't know. I even have the qualifications for this. I've gotten a few where they were like, "Oh, you don't have these qualifications." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm still applying anyway." Ah ha ha. Um, you know. So, but it's good to not get discouraged, right? It's good to not get discouraged because getting discouraged, one, doesn't do you any good. Two, you know, like we're oh shit that shifted. We're in a weird um situation with the economy and everything right now, right? So sometimes these things will just take time. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so because we did that one like that, the other one's gonna have to be like this. All right. I don't typically let them share sides. All right. This should shift less simply because the other side is actually way, it's less smooth than this side, right? So we're just gonna do that, that. Shit, fucking hell. It stuck to my finger. All right, whatever. There you go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh no, it does. Never mind. Everybody shut up. Okay. Perfect. It's perfect. It's as perfect as it's gonna be. I hope. That way. Probably won't need that specific all anytime soon. What's up, Feels? Thank you for the lurk. This thing. All right. So let's see. Let's increase the lighting ever so slightly. Hopefully, I know that that's a little bit glary for you guys. It just happens to be what it is. I blame my metal ruler, but we still need to use a metal ruler. I'm thinking about getting a new ruler, so something that's not as shiny. You know, like a brushed aluminum or something. Realistically, though, I don't need one, right? That cut? It did cut. Right. Sometimes I'm not sure. Um. Oh, and so we'll probably go back to this to just figure out the where to put these stitchings for the details like the nose and the teeth, which are all going to be inferred by stitching. Haven't changed my blade yet on this thing. You know, I keep what's the term? Not skiving it. Stropping it. Stropping young lad we have here. And it seems fine, you know, but like part of me is like, I guess not worried because like utility blades do tend to have a pretty okay life as long as you take care of them. Any blade, realistically, will have an okay lifespan if you know, use it. If you don't abuse it, I should say. There we go. Shabazz, I saw that you're planning on scaling back streaming for 3 days a week. I thought you already did that though. No, I could have sworn that you scaled it back to 3 days earlier, or was it from 5 to 4? Because I remember at one point before you went, you were doing 3 days a week. It was like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's do that. Ooh. Not pushing down as hard as I could be. Technically, I'm not supposed to push down too hard. You're supposed to let the blade do the work, you know? Hey, what's up, Ryan? Thank you for the lurk. Slowly. Ooh. Just a sliver of leather. I need to toss that. What's the matter? Oh. Thought Summer wanted something. I thought I heard her, like, whine, you know? It's hard sometimes being a single dad. You have to worry about the children. Okay. This part gets to be a little bit of a, not problem, but it can be hard. Go back to 4 day because okay. But now you're scaling it back again. All right. That's totally cool, Ryan. Whatever you need to take care, make sure you please take care of it first. This whole Twitch thing is you know, it's for funsies. Okay. Now is the part where I get a little intimidated about doing this next part. Girlfriend's texting me. Not that early. Text my girlfriend real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna use one of these. Exacto knife. We're gonna strop a little bit before I make any decisions as to whether or not to change the blade. I haven't changed this blade in a while. Let me put on a pair of glasses for this. I don't know if I need to wear glasses, but sometimes I feel safer. Oh, fuck me. Is this all gonna work together? Or is this gonna fight with that? Something's gonna fall off, I know it. I feel like these things are gonna come off. Can I have this under that? Maybe this can be under that. Okay. That sort of works. Oh yeah. So So this hole is just punched in. This next part's hard. I don't want to screw this up, right? I don't want to like accidentally go too hard. And like inadvertently cut right through the thing, because then I'll just be annoyed with myself. Okay. You also have to be very careful to not cut oneself. You know what I mean? There's that curve there. Okay. All right. Screw that up a little bit. We'll fix that in post. I love the term "fix it in post." Essentially, it's like, well, I screwed that up, but I'll just correct it later. Jeez. Okay. All right. I think I curved the blade inward a little bit accidentally, which doesn't matter too much, right? At least I hope it doesn't. We'll see. We'll see. But essentially, yeah, we're trying to create a change in color by using the other side, the texture of the other side, right? Which I hope works out better than I'm explaining it. That's kind of cool. I I know that they do a lot of leather stuff over in, well, where's Pakistan? Is it in India? I don't want to like generalize, but sometimes I will get these places wrong because my understanding of oh, I forgot to set up the music. My understanding of, hold on, geography is always terrible. Um Music from outside source. Okay. That should do it. It's next to India. Okay. I know that in India they do a lot of leather crafting. I don't know. I wasn't entirely sure if they did a lot in Pakistan, actually. Oh no. I have my own thing open. Whoops, let's close that. Alright. That music should be audible, I think. Ever so lightly. I was gonna look up where they are. Okay. India. Let me see this map, baby. Alright. Whoa, Thailand's actually really close. Alright, so Bangladesh is next to? Okay. Pakistan, you're right there. Okay. Okay, so it's not part of India, it's next to it. Alright, see, these are all places that I wouldn't have, I would have thought that actually they were like, they're close, but they're not like in one another, and I keep thinking that India is bigger than it is. Oh, never mind, India is really large, actually. Whoa, Pakistan's bigger than I thought it was. Holy shit. Dim-witted man learns geography on stream. All right. Listen, it was bound to happen. Wow, Russia's way bigger than China. Holy shit. But some of that stuff is like permafrost, I think. Sorry. Yeah, so I know that in India they do a lot of leather working, and so I wouldn't be surprised if they also did a lot in Pakistan. Um, I've seen videos of was it how they make leather over there? I think it was. God damn. It's also like well, most leather making processes are like kind of scary, actually. You know what I mean? Like you see these people and like they're just doing like this job that's just it doesn't look pleasant, you know? And like it's the same for like anyone who's in the leather industry. So I have to actually express a huge debt of gratitude to them because like when you see people just like making this what's a raw material to me, which isn't a raw material to them, it's a finished material for them. It's just it's so much work, and it seems so like stinky. You know what I mean? Like just the process of like working with necrotic or almost necrotic calf skin, right? Cow skin. Or there's other leathers, like there's pig skin, which is used for certain things like glove linings, shoe linings sometimes. Actually, I think it's too soft for shoe linings. Um, I think allegedly they used to use it actually for footballs, which is why they call football American footballs the God, what do they call it? Association football, right? Um, yeah, like just the process of making any raw material into a leather just looks so like woo. Like I could not do that. I'll tell you that right now. Trying real hard not to cut myself. This is a very small hole. That's what she said. Is indeed what she said. It's okay though. There we go. Wow, that's real bad actually. I'm not thrilled about how that came out. I am not thrilled with how this came out. Fucking hell. Alright. Maybe I should be sanding on the inside. Hey, what's up, Fuffy? How you doing, Dr. Fuff? I am making something that I don't know if it'll work because I think that the detail that I've created here is actually just way too small. And maybe I shouldn't have even put a detail like this there. Oh well. How has your day been, sir? Pig stomach. Oh god. Hey Bronxum, how you doing? Welcome back. I've seen okay, so like I remember oh god, what was it? I was watching Anthony Bourdain, rest in peace, you drug fueled god. King among men. Just he seemed like a good guy, except for the whole, like he was embroiled with what's his fucking face, Uncle Fucker, Epstein shit. So maybe he wasn't that good of a person. Anyway, but rest in peace. Um, what was it? He had this episode where they go to like this like I think it was like a town in the middle of like it could have been Italy, it could have been some European country, whatever. We'll say it's some European country, and they're like preparing a pig to be a feast for the whole town and whatever, right? So like it's this ancient pig. It's really large. They bring it in. It's not happy. It knows what's about to happen. Hey, let's go. Are you planning on doing any trick or treating, Doctor Fuff? I don't know how you guys feel about trick or treating. Oh shit, Shabazz, did you go trick or treating? I do not go trick or treating. I am afraid that teenagers will pelt me with eggs. There's this song by My Chemical Romance called "Teenagers Scare the Living Shit Out of Me." And for whatever reason it plays in my goddamn head every time something like today happens. Not that anything specifically happened today, it's just like I think about it and it's just like ah yeah, I better go home early today. I don't want to deal with egg kids, you know what I mean? You're gonna be streaming tonight? Ooh, you're gonna be back on Last of Us? Or did you beat that yet? um we're gonna punch that out using chisels. Actually, I have the chisel right here. I don't have a hole punch this size, but it's also fine because I don't trust a hole punched of that size, if that makes any sense. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's this town in the middle of Europe. They're about to like, prepare a piggy for, nom noms. And pig doesn't like it. It knows what's about to happen. Whatever. They bring it in. I would think that they would want to like do the draining outside, but they do it inside. And then afterwards, they take the bladder and somebody must have put the bladder to their mouth to blow it up, but then they blow it up and they tie off both ends and they start kicking it around like a football, like a soccer ball. What's it called? Not association football. The other one, football for the rest of the world. Yeah, I know. And like it's just like it's a pig bladder, so I know that like a pig bladder can be blown up to be roughly this big, and it's like a clear ball. It has like no real density because it's so thin now, thinly. Uh, but yeah, somebody just like blows it up, and it's like that's a fucking pig bladder. Ugh, ugh, you know. So that's my wisdom. Not a true wisdom today. And teenagers, for the record, they don't scare the living shit out of me. But that song feels like a weird cautionary tale about like, the unknown. Not cautionary tale, but like this yeah, it's just like, not to be trusting of people on certain days cuz like I don't know why, but every Halloween feels like the purge is about to happen, you know? And it shouldn't, but it do, right? So my brain's just like, nah, you don't know who's got like eggs and shit. I'd rather not get egged. So, I know that kids still in the US will still trick or treat, right? I don't know who out there has kids. They still trick or treat in the US. Obviously, it's encouraged that parents go with because, you know. And so I think that's it, right? Okay, so let me just see if this works, if this fits. It does not properly fit. Cool, I did a good job. All right, so I'm going to sand until that does fit. I'm going to see if that works. So this is the kind of project where I feel like it might be best if I like have this laser cut because the edges won't be exposed, but it'll still smell bad. Is the other issue, right? No, because they have to be exactly the same. I don't think that this actually works as a proof of concept thing because it's too exacting. Where the fuck is my sandpaper? I know I put it someplace. Dep, 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 dep. Because I've wanted to see if I could do this for another project. It doesn't look like it's going to work out the way that I want it to. I'm talking away from the microphone. Sorry. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to work out the way that I want it to. I could still keep these and still turn these into a charm, but like, I don't know. We're still going to try this. We're still going to keep going. But like, essentially, this needs to fit in there like almost perfectly. I guess I'll be hammering it down too. So like, but there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of gaps, which is a problem. But we will be like flattening this with a hammer. Hammer. Le hammer. And then gluing it all down and then hammering it down again. Yeah, so it's just like it's ever so slightly different. You know, oh fuck. If I had access to custom dyeing, not that I would do it for specifically this, unless I was planning on producing over 100 units. But like a custom dye would do this very quickly. The problem with the custom dye is that like, from what I understand, the prices for like custom dyes made in the US and everything is like a good number. Like we're talking about like this will probably be like $70 for just like this part. And then if I want like additional perforations in this thing, like for let's say the eye holes, um, that's like another 8 or so per. So for something like this, right? If I just wanted these two eye holes and this whole thing, it'd probably be like close to 90, right? I guess it also depends on size, you know. But typically, in order to automate more of the process, I'd also want the punches for the stitch holes. Oh, custom die, like a die cut thing, right? So like not like a die for the color. Hey tofu, how you doing? It's more like it's like a form. So like it would require also another piece of equipment called the clicker, which is this massive machine that just pushes the die down, and so the die would then cut the piece exactly, right? It greatly automates the whole process of like leather crafting, but also it's a lot of equipment and it's a lot of overhead, right? Like I need a huge space for the clicker, which is just basically a giant machine that just presses the die down. I'd have to buy the individual dies. So like this would be one, and then like I guess I could just cut out rectangles and that'd be not too terrible. But or rather squares, these are actual squares. It's just it's a lot of overhead in terms of funds. And so like it doesn't become feasible to do that until you unless you have like a huge order of like a lot, at which point it makes the process that much faster, right? Also, tofu has horns like this too, but she keeps them under her hair. She keeps her horns under her hair. Mine are not real. Hers are real. It is believed by many historians that the horns that tofu has are the source of her terrible body odor. But, you know, we took her to the doctor and they couldn't figure that shit out. So, I'm talking so much shit, she probably walked away from her computer. Oh god, I'm sorry, Tofu. Um, but yeah, this is a proof of concept for something else that I wanted to make in terms of like a big sort of design or another project, and it looks like it just doesn't work simply because it's too intricate. The tolerances need to be exact, and I don't think I can get exact tolerances, which is a shame, you know. I wish I had my files still. I don't know where they are. They're probably in the other apartment. There's like a lot of like files, like metal files that I would use for like certain things, and this would be a great use for them, even though they're a pain to actually use. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, for spell. Oh shit. Yeah, I need that. Maybe it's in here. I also know that I have a knife here for uh, yeah, yeah. I have this blade too. There's my Tamiya basic files. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay. These are modeling supplies for Gundam model kit. All right. This little thing, tiny little. I almost stabbed myself with it too. Tiny little blade, probably way more easy to control. But I wanted these. I don't know if these are big enough. Uh, there we go. You know what? This thing isn't actually like drawing the material away. There we go. All right. I don't plan to trick or treat. I have already been to a Halloween party. They made me fucking dress up, which is why I even have these fucking horns. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had these horns. Hee hee. I don't know why I hee heed after that. Then we kept putting like music videos on the television so that there would be music, you know. And it was weird because we put on like fucking old Psy music videos, and then we put on the recent song because he's still at it. He's still making music. Holy shit, Psy got old. Anyway, not important. What is important though? Holy shit, he's been at it for a very long time. He's got like 7 studio albums. Insane, absolutely insane. Midnight Hut and Crimson Vow, Sealed, Phantom Sealed. Ah, Christ. My girlfriend's bullying me, guys. She's sending me photos from the potluck of me wearing these things. Uh, she's bullying me. This is illegal. All right. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to flatten these out because we are still going to glue them down to a backing thing. So let me just get these holes out. Let me try this knife actually because it's so much smaller. Let's drop it a little bit. I've only used this blade on plastic. Come here, you. Come here, you. Oh god, these blades are so much easier to control with this thing. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. Pop that out. Or not. I didn't get through it all the way. Okay. I thought we were doing a good cuts, but I guess not. You know, I keep forgetting to check in on a buddy of mine. I was thinking about it on the way home from the market. Went to the supermarket today, which is why I was trying to rush back home. Keep forgetting to check in on him though, because he used to stream even, but he stopped that. You know, or at least he wasn't doing it as much recently, and I just haven't seen him around. You know, gotta message him later. Hopefully, when I review this VOD later, I'll remember to do so. It'll be my own note to myself. What's up, Toast? Going to a Halloween and I mean, you don't have to, like. Here's the thing. I think that people, especially nowadays, are more inclined to understand people not wanting to be the most social. Not just because of COVID, but in general, like there's more respect for like people's like mental health. So if you don't want to do that, like I don't think anyone should force you to do that. Right? Most people won't, but you know. Also, how you doing, Toast? You going trick or treating with Sugar later? Make her put on her little wiener dog costume. Little ghost wiener dog. Put a ghost costume on her wiener dog costume, so she's a spooky Oscar Mayer wiener ghost. Hashtag not sponsored. Because all Oscar Mayer wieners one day meet their resting place. Usually in my bowels. Usually in my bowels. Usually in my bowels. God. It's terrible when I say it so loud. We were invited to this thing with people you barely know. I mean, if you don't want to go, right, don't go, obviously. Where's my punch pad? Right in front of me. Right, because like going to something that you don't want to go to, like you don't want to go someplace and just be miserable the whole time. You know what I mean? I know I fucking don't. Whoop. I should look for blades for this little thing. This thing works really well. Okay, I gotta do some punching. Cool. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want to go either. You know, but that's just because, like, I personally am not a social person, right? Ooh, that rolled. Hee hee. There we go. You don't need to do anything though, Toast. That's what I'm getting at. Like, if people tell you you need to do this, you need to do that, they need to stop. Realistically, um, you know, you need to do what makes you comfortable, right? And you need to like not, you know, like or not let people force you into doing things you don't want to, simply because they want you to do these things. If that makes any sense, you know, just be like, listen, it ain't my scene, right? Or you know, I don't really want to go. Any number of reasons. And if they can't respect that, then fuck them. You know, because like a good friend will respect your boundaries, right? Although, granted, if a good friend will also like point out if your boundaries are a little like you know, kind of like unreasonable, right? And if it's actually sort of a problem. In addition, okay, oh, yeah. So here's these. This here. All right. So putting this here. Oh. Balls, 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 balls. It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. Okay. Okay. Sandpaper. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. I understand that completely. That's why I've been like, you know, or I was internet dating, which is the most bleak shit, right? Like I can't meet people IRL. Let me meet people on this like weird phone app. And it's very bleak. It's very kind of like it's almost dystopian even, right? Where it's just like, yeah, I don't know. This phone will tell me, this application run by a mega corporation will tell me who I should mate with. And it's just like, oh, you know, but I didn't, meet my girlfriend on a dating app. And we were both like so happy to be off that shit. Like, oh good, we get along, and we wanna, yeah, let's lick each other and get off this fucking app. You know what I mean? Like, it's just we did that, and I think we're much happier together, which is great. But like, also, holy shit, fucking phone apps, man. Okay, so I think I have to bevel these edges, which means I should just kind of smooth them all out around. Thank you, Tofu. Oh, yeah, no. I mean, like, that's entirely fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I fucking do that shit all the time. There's nothing wrong with, like, because, like, it's the thing is, like, a lot of people don't want to be in their own skin. They don't like the person that they are. They think that, like, other person is doing it better, and this is like, well, maybe not. Everyone has their own problems. It's just everyone else is also everyone else is trying to put a good face to it. You know what I mean? Trying to make it look like they're not. Trying to make it look like they're not so, or trying to make it look like they're more put together than they really are. And that's like, I think that's the entire point of it. It's like that sub theme from the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey, where Ben Stein is like, "We all wear masks. It's to hide who we really are from other people, so that we can be accepted into society." Wow, you know, my Ben Stiller impression's very bad. Sorry, everybody. Well, that's the thing too. Like, it comes with with maturity, right? But people learn to either accept that, or they only accept people superficially, you know? And I think it's way more mature to like accept the person for who they are than to like superficially be like, "Oh yeah, I'm cool with that person," then like not really give too much of a shit. You know what I mean? Some people just try to make connections solely because it's like, they strongly believe it's not who you know. No, it's not what you know, but who you know, right? And so like they're just trying to essentially um make as many connections as possible so that they can kind of be, what's the term? What am I doing? Why am I doing the beveling? These are going to be the other way around. Maybe they should be this side up. I'll do one and one. We'll do one and one. Because I can. Wait, can I? Yeah, I can. Oh, so they could both be the same, facing the same way. It's just like that, and then like that. Perfect. Means I should bevel this side, actually. Those people I would like to call sociopaths, but they also seem to be able to navigate social media way better than I can. So, but they're also prone to what the fuck? Oh shit! Hey, Phoenix time. You catch any dubs in Fortnite? Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm Dick Record, also known as Dick Record. Phoenix time. How was your stream? I know that you were on Fortnite because pretty sure, unless I closed all of my lurky tabs, no, I didn't. I was lurking in there. You were wearing your Gizmo hoodie, right? Was it Gizmo? Gizmo. You got one. Fuck. I mean, that's more than I have. I'm terrible at getting dubs. I'm terrible at getting dubs. Oh yeah, PT. Have you? You never beat it? Ah. Well, it sucks. It's been a while. You know what I mean? So like, jumping back in, it probably wouldn't. Well, I don't know about you. With me, I wouldn't be able to jump into it now. I'd be like, fuck, I have to start from the beginning again. you know, because like I wouldn't know the controls. I wouldn't know where the fuck I am. You know, I'd be like an old man confused. It's like wandering out into the expressway going, what? That's where you are with Elden Ring? Ah, yeah. Elden Ring does not hold your hand either. Elden Ring's just sort of like, hey, so welcome back. You were here. And uh I can't tell what's hurting my head. If it's this or if it's that. Elden Ring does not hold your hand though. Elden Ring's just like, here you go. You're here. Have fun. I I can I have fun? I mean, good luck. No, Elden Ring's fun, but it's so big. It's so big. If I hadn't recently, actually, I mean, like every time I've streamed it, it seemed like you had already been there. So you're probably like very close to the end. I'm assuming maybe you're not far enough where the capital changed, right? The Lanedale capital. If the capital changed, then you're basically you could just kill the end boss and then that's it, right? You just go to the tree this and then try to get in, and then inside the tree, the end boss is just kind of like, "Oh, hi, did not see you there. Welcome." Oh shit, I didn't welcome everybody aboard. Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm Dick Record, also known as Dick Record. I am trying to make two spooky skull-shaped charms, more of as a proof of concept for something else that I want to work on. But the more I work on this, the more I get discouraged about future project that I'm talking about ever so briefly. So we'll see. But I'm still forging ahead to see if it just happens to work out in the end. Um, that said, welcome aboard. We do a little bit of everything on here sometimes. Well, regularly we've been doing Magic the Gathering drafts on Arena, premiere drafts rather, and as well as just weird video game streams. I'm currently working on Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition, which you have to say the entire thing of, otherwise it's illegal and you go to jail. And then Prime Minister Abe's ghost, you know, has his way with you in jail. I really shouldn't make fun of Prime Minister Abe, but I also did not agree with any of his politics. That said, dude, that didn't deserve to go the way he did. You know, just some radical, extremist, guy was just like, oh, I don't like this guy. And it was a homemade gun. So, I think it was a homemade gun. Because it's real hard to get firearms over there. Either way. Shit sucks. You don't deserve to die just because of your views. You know, even if they are shitty. And I think he did have shitty views, but you know what? Sucks. Welcome back, Ryan. So this part looks fine, right? Like this part as a skull kind of looks fine. You know, the other details I'll work in there. It's just it doesn't fit in here, which is fine. Whatever. We'll figure out the rest. I'm gonna glue that shit down. You guys ever listen to This is not it. This is 3 to 4. Whoops. Put that over there. No wonder that felt weird. This is 5 to 6. Or 4 to 5. Okay. Hey, what's up, Hunter? How you doing? Changed design of the hanging desk? Ah, is it more reinforced? Was he really giving was it to that happy science cult? Or was it the one where they try to put all the kids in like private school? You ditched the sliding keyboard and mouse deal? Okay. That does kind of complicate things. You showed someone how many bosses. Oh god, so here's the thing about that, Toast. There's like 100 and something. There's like 170 bosses in Elden Ring. Not knowing that is like not really a big deal, right? They really should have asked you, like, I guess the question is, which remembrance bosses did you kill, right? Because there's like 7 remembrances. No, there's 10 remembrances. Um, there's 10. I think there's 10. I think it's like 2 rows of 5. You bought One Piece cards instead. I mean, shit. The way that it looks like you designed it, Ryan, it looks like you could always add that later on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of cults, guys. I don't recommend joining a cult. What I do recommend is joining the Church of Satan, because here with the Church of Satan, we'll always have your back. We love you here at the Church of Satan. Remember, Satan, not Baton. I don't even know what I'm getting at. Satan, not Baton, frustrating. So we're gonna glue this down to there. I probably should scratch that, but not important right now. Scratching it would be to add texture so that this has more of a surface to grip onto. Rather, let's do that. Get this. Cut pipes and weld. Oh, so like with sliders, right? Honestly, I thought that. Let me hammer first. I thought that since you were going to be using sliders, I immediately figured that you were going to just be like purchasing sliders from like a supply store and just incorporating them from there, right? And not necessarily like crafting your own. My neighbors must love me. There's one. The other one's here. But I need a piece of leather. Where's my scrap box? Let me go get my scrap. Hold on. Bacon, skating, and Satan. Hell yeah. There we go. Attaching the flat slider to a pipe. Yeah. No. I get you. Either way, like, you could just have, like, there's a pretty large chunk, actually, of scrap. Let me see if I have a smaller piece. You could always just add it later, right? If you really want it, you know what I mean? Here's a much better piece, better sized piece for that. Okay. I have a scrap box, I'm sorry. Or a scrap bucket, rather. And I just put, like, certain size scraps that I just, like, it's too big to throw out, but it's not big enough to, like, let's say, make a pocket out of. Right? Use this piece, and it's the same size. Yes, same piece. All right, put that away. Just glue that on there. Okay. In fact, let me push this down under here. Put a mild weight on it. It's over there. Uh-oh. Ad break. Did I not do a... I didn't do a pre-roll. I'm sorry, everybody. You know, sometimes I think it's, like, real weird when you hear a song on something else, and then you later on find out who made that song, and it's like, they did that? Like, there was this kind of catchy song that was used for I think it was like um, a horse race betting website or business, right? back in the day, and they kept playing this song that had the loop, "Go baby, go go, yeah, they're right behind you, go baby, go go," and yeah, they kept playing like that, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And later on found out that's garbage. Shirley Manson's band, garbage. Um, and it just kind of was like, wait a minute, like it made sense, like hearing the song in its entirety. It's like, oh yeah, that does sound like them, and they do make that kind of music. But like, I just didn't put the two and two together until like I actually saw the music video. I think it was a music video, or maybe it was just like listening to their discography on some streaming service, and it was just like, holy shit, that's garbage. Not as a pejorative, more as a or as a descriptor, but more as a that's their name. It's the name of the band. They did some really catchy pop rock songs back in the day. If you're into like that sort of thing, but people that hate on bands like that will always be like, "Hey, yeah, of course they're garbage." Ha ha ha. Ah, I don't think these horns are gonna survive the year though. These like I got for like, oh god. I text my girlfriend real quick. She's bullying me. She's sending me photos of myself. Um, she's bullying me by sending me photos of myself, guys. Does that even count as bullying? I submit that it does. Sent me a redesign. All right. I'll look at that later. Let's see. So it's a few things that, what, like, get rid of this. We don't really need this right now. As proof of concept, though, it's starting to show that this is not going to work. But, what are you going to do? Bet she's sending me more bully images of myself. For those of you that are in relationships, you'll know what I mean when I say that my significant other is bullying me. It just sort of happens. You send each other photos of things to remind each other of the traumas you experienced together. Not in like a bad way, kind of like a jocular thing, I guess. Jocular. I'm not pro bullying either. I'm just saying, like, when you're in a relationship, you just sort of you pick on each other sometimes. Okay, so yeah, that is roughly the same thickness. Okay. Bloop. Let's trim that off. There we go. So I haven't worked too much on the of the soundboard white. No, no, I haven't even called it bullying. God, I'm just gonna tell her that though. Why you bully me? She's sending me more. So, the bullying that she's doing right now to me is she's sending me photos of myself where I'm reacting to things. Not not for like, it was just, like when you make a face at someone because it's just like, I find this unpleasant. She took a photo of me making just these very displeased looks, and she has them on her phone and she just sends them to me as a form of bullying. I'm being bullied. I'm the victim. I am in fact the victim. You understand now? Shabazz gets it, guys. Oh god, you're gonna have to do so. You're gonna have so much of that in your future. By the way, Shabazz, you just ah. I mean, you could always do the thing like, in prison where you establish dominance. But I don't recommend that. That'll probably just get you a divorce. uh okay. So there's that. All right. Let's punch these eye holes. No, I'm not flexing. I'm just saying, like, oh, she didn't send me more bully. Okay, good. All right. All right. My phone was just ringing a lot, or booping a lot, rather. Oh, yeah, so hole punch. Did this shrink? Oh, it might have. Whatever. Still going through. Still going through. I don't want that to fall and hit me in the foot. I don't want this to fall and land on my thigh and make me bleed out on a stream. Let me not hit this. Let's do this a little bit over. Cutting through veg tan, though, is kind of a pain. This is actually kind of hard. Yep. I hope that came out as a circle. I know that there are circle punches that exist. I just also understand fully that it will take me way more effort to use those. Oh, I see what happened. All right. Do I have a round? Yeah, I do. That's just going to be weirdly lopsided. That's fine. Maybe I do need to invest in the circle punch then. Yeah, oh well. Because I want them to be round, but if they're not a little round, that's fine too, because the gaze is a little, like, obtuse, if that makes any sense. Let me move this over a little bit, actually. Come on. There we go. All the way through. Maybe I need to invest in the hole punches, the larger ones, rather. Because I have smaller ones, and I have the smaller ones, and I have a leather hole puncher that's just like you know. But some people just use bigger ones for like the bigger holes, and the punch is like this, right, where you just stamp it down. There's a lot more equipment than I would have thought you would need, but it all kind of eventually makes sense. Like, you can't make perfect circle punches. Or maybe you can. I don't know. Not your real dad. Oh, she's sending me more photos of us together. Mm. And I'm gonna call her a bully again. Hee hee. All right, so let me flatten that actually. Oh no, I should probably actually dive that. All right, here we go. There we go. It's a little weird looking. We're gonna hammer that flat actually. There we go. Perfect, I think. Not really perfect. I think we can fix that with some edge dressing, which we're gonna be doing anyway, because it's an opening and it's gonna be used, so it's gonna be subject to wear. Used. Oh god. Okay. So as proof of concept, it does sort of work. It's just very difficult to actually get perfect because there's all these little gaps here, which are not immediately filling themselves out, right? Maybe if this was a shaggier split side, it would be okay. But like the way that this is now, it's not working, right? Um, my sandpaper. I know, right? Here's my sandpaper though. Put that there so that that's ready. Ready? Blade. Just cut off a little bit of the corner. Straight down. Just ever so slightly. Typically, I don't recommend doing this by eye, but these aren't really going to be used for anything. It's just proof of concept again. The way that I drew them up and made the template even has like a very small little corner like that. So then we even out the edges. Move this actually. Let's move this away too. My Tamiya basic files. That's right. We're using Gundam shit here. Oh, what am I doing? Probably gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna have to vacuum after this. What am I saying? Probably. I really only have to finish one of these. I really only have to finish one of these. Let's try to focus on finishing just one of these for the rest of the stream, and I'll have the other one to do later. Oh God, I'll have to round those out later. Get rid of this. Shit, nice. All on the floor. Cool. That should have just been closer. I'm a dummy. Stop making the squeaking. I hope that's not getting picked up. I hope it's not. Probably is. Now I can go to this type of sanding, where it's not about making it 100% flat and evening everything out. It's more about rounding things. Right, like the corners. Make it be a little bit more round. Just round that shit off. Man, you know what I just realized? All right, so I don't know if you guys heard about this, but and it might just be a local chain, but like there's this chain drugstore called Rite Aid. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy recently. They're going under. Going under. I used to do a fair amount of like, like just picking up small things over there shopping. You know what I mean? And my locals are going. They're leaving, as part of the Chapter 11 thing. They're closing a bunch of locations, so I'm losing my local Rite Aid. See, Hunter, this is way better. This is way better than when I have to eat a bunch of beans, isn't it? This is way better. This is way, way better. See, we don't need to eat beans. Beans are bad. See. Just teasing Hunter. He really enjoyed this block of time yesterday where I was just like cramming beans in my mouth because someone, Tay, uh, gifted too many subs and I had to torture myself. I hated it. It was terrible, but it was very sweet for him. Oh shit! What did I just knock in there? It's the other one. It's completely. This is why we don't keep the garbage can close. This is why we don't keep the garbage can close. Uh, there we go. Perfect. Right? Kind of perfect. A little rounded. We're gonna bevel the edges on both sides, and we're gonna hit this shit with some edge dressing. I should actually open that up. Beans and leather. No, see, the thing about that is like I actually wouldn't be able to do beans and leathercraft, right? Because I don't want to like eat anything. My hands are like probably pretty gross right now. You know what I mean? Like I've been touching this like uh leather dust in the air, right? Touching adhesives, So probably not the best for anybody if I were to do that right now. Hmm. I wish that was smoother in there. Hmm. It's not gonna do it. This is a pretty old piece. I have more sandpaper. Let me see if I can like make a tube of it or something. God damn it. Problem with sandpaper is you don't really want to like curve it out too much, right? Because then, or not curve. You don't want to bend it too much because then it loses the adhesion or the sand, the grit, right? So, all right. Let's bevel these edges. We found no. We shouldn't. It's a bad idea. Leather, no, that'd be terrible, and it would taste terrible. I probably should buy new beans actually, because like the ones that I have currently, they're kind of sticky, and I think it's because of the humidity from last summer. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's kind of gross. Every time I pull one out, it's just like, this is unpleasant. You know? But yeah, we shouldn't find out. We shouldn't find out. It's terrible. It's actually a curse. I think I've told you guys. I've joked about it around with Feels and everything, and Feels was like, you really shouldn't do that. But I wanted to set up the bot so that it would have the power and ability to just ban people with like a 10% chance for gifting or subscribing to the channel, you know, as a joke. But also like that sort of thing goes on your permanent record. And so whenever you get banned, even if it's like a joke ban, like it'll always say like previously banned or something, I think. Just like somebody joke bans somebody else on one of my shared ban list things. And so like every time that person swung by, it said like banned in such and such's channel, and I had to message them because I was like, why, what did they do? And it was like, oh, I did that as a joke, lol. I was like, ah, shit. That person, that viewer, that audience member, that person, yeah, they don't come around anymore, like they're trying to do their own thing on social media now. And I hope that works out, but yeah, they stopped doing the Twitch thing, more or less. Not to name names, we're not going to. Okay, so we're working on this one. Means now it's time to actually let's cut that hole out. Where's my tiny little thing? Hey Reaper, take a drink. I got you. I got you. How you doing, by the way? How's your day been? Is it Spooperton? No, I don't know. Maybe you might. I think you were here around that time. But yeah, they were banned in another streamer's chat. Um, just as a joke. Like, homie was just like, "Yeah, I did it as a joke, just to fuck with them." I was like, "Ah." So you might actually. I think you might. If you want, I'll tell you off stream. Are you planning on going a Halloweening? God, this is coming out real bad. Like just this little sliver of an eye. All right. Another thing to worry about. I thought about not even like cutting this eye out and just having it be like a stitch line. The other details that are going to be on here are going to be stitch lines. So slightly, ever so gently, cut, 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 saw. Shouldn't need to saw through this. Well done. Done. Hold door. Hold door. He said, referencing a show he never fucking watched. Lights out and acting like we don't exist. It really? Oh, I get it. I get it. So that like essentially, when trick or treaters swing by, it's like, oh, there's nobody home. Well, let's not egg them or ring their bell and ask them for candy. And then you eat all the candy, right? It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you. But Satan won't. I don't know, whisper. Aw, it's okay. Listen, Satan's not a bad guy. I don't know why he gets so much bad rap, right? I think the church is just doing a smear campaign, right? You guys should know not to trust smear campaigns or the church. Fuck, man. I seen the church do more evil than any other fucking organized group out there. You know what I mean? At least Satanism's on, that shit's all on Front Street. It's just like, yeah, we worship Satan. What of it? Meh, 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 meh. Let's listen to fucking metal. Nothing wrong with metal, guys. Let's listen to metal and have a blood orgy. Yeah, nothing wrong with blood orgies, guys. Every time I'm out with my girlfriend, not every time, but every once in a while when I'm out with my girlfriend, if I'm trying to like dissuade her from being interested in like a company or whatever, I tell her about all the satanic shit that they do. Just making shit up. Like, oh yeah, you shouldn't go to that jewelry store. They host satanic blood orgies in their premises in order to get better market share. Stuff like that. She didn't really believe me, but she will debate it with me like as if what I'm telling her is the truth. It's good to humor people. That's what I'm getting at. You know? Drag as many humans to hell. Aww. Tell him he can't do that alone. And that's why he should go to the Church of Satan and ask for some help with that. Um so there was this one store. I'm not gonna name names because hashtag not sponsored, but also if I name names it might as well be pertinent as a sponsorship or whatever. There's this one store where I actually bought something for another ex years ago, and she didn't like it. It was too small on her. Like she has a thicker neck, I guess. I don't know. Got the neck muscles. You get my meaning. Anyway, it didn't really fit on her, so I had to return it. And so I went through their website to return it, and they kept sending me like these weird packing slips, which kept getting the thing not sent. And so like I would inquire about it after like a few weeks, and they would just be like, "Oh, it wasn't sent. Oh, it wasn't sent. Oh, it wasn't sent." So like I'd go to the store and get the thing back, and then ask for another packing slip. This went on like 3 or 4 fucking times with this company. Eventually, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I can't. I can't. I'm losing fucking like too much daylight over this fucking thing. I will take the loss. Um, and so I've sworn to never go to that store or to shop from that brand ever again. That was back when they used to be online only. Now they actually have stores in New York. So now they actually have stores in New York. This reminds me, I probably should like actually leave a scathing review on like social media for them about that fucking exchange. Because it never got to them because they kept giving me like the wrong fucking shipping thing. And so like it just would never get shipped. It was like the most annoying fucking thing. So I was like, just don't go there. They kill puppies, you know? I still went in there once with her and was like, everything here is crap anyway. Just like very disappointed in the brand. Anyway, yeah, exactly. Which is like a thing that it's a tactic. It's a tactic, Epic did it with their fucking it was a couple years ago. They would store your payment information, and then if you ever like or if somebody else was on the account and they like wanted to buy something, it would just go through almost immediately. And so in order to fight it or to get it refunded, you'd have to go through like all these like frustrating pages because they didn't really want you to like get it. They got in trouble with the government, the U.S. government, and so they had to issue a bunch of refunds. He said, and then was like, "Oh man, I wonder if I can get Epic Partner now." I'm kidding, not yet. I need like 1,000 followers. Oh, you're coming to New York? We gotta get lunch. We gotta get lunch. We gotta do tourist shit. We gotta do tourist shit, Reaper. Oh, but I can't take you for Chinese food. I don't think you can like eat that stuff. Religious reasons. Here, I'll message you. I'll send you a few messages. Where are you? Oh, let me look at this thing that Ryan sent me then. Oh, so it's just the fold down thing. Okay. Reapy, where are you? There we go. There we go. Not if it's pork. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, right? Like, so a lot of Chinese restaurants, they just use like pork as like a standard thing. But even if it's not like in the dish, right? I don't know how stringent your religion's laws are for pork, right? Like I know that with in Judaism, if you're gonna consider something kosher, it can't ever have anything not kosher in there, right? Or rather, if you're gonna, it can't have anything not kosher in the same vessel, right? And just like washing, it's not enough. I think it has to be like cleaned in a specific way and then like blessed by a rabbi or something. You can't just ever use that vessel ever again. So I don't know if like you're like I'm assuming it's yeah, I'm assuming it's just as stringent though because it's just like so a lot of Chinese restaurants in New York City, like since pork is so important for the Chinese diet, it's like it's very to the point where in China they actually have a strategic pork reserve. There's like these massive government owned freezers that are just stuffed with frozen pork just in case something happens. Um I should have printed one of these backwards. Where's the one that I used for this too? Because that one's all like, oh, here we go. Where's my po? That ain't it. Where's my video? And I'll pick it down to there. I should have made one of these backwards. All right, whatever. Put that there. We hold it in place. We just start pushing these right through the other side. Break on through to the others. Okay, so we're gonna punch holes through these specific spots. And this will inform, whoopsie, this will inform certain stitch lines go there along this for the details, not necessarily for the reinforcement. The reinforcement's like a separate thing, and I don't even know if it makes sense to do this reinforcement as proof of concept here because I'm already kind of like down on this whole thing. More like cooked in another pot or thoroughly cleaned. Oh, it's a skull charms. Haha. But it's really more of proof of concept for another project. And I'm not fully feeling that concept anymore because like I essentially wanted to do this thing where I try to evoke two colors out of the same piece of leather because this is the same cut of leather. It's the same piece. It's the leather that I used for my girlfriend's wallet. And where's the other piece that I was using as a there it is. Here's like a piece that I had been like kind of feeling up and everything and like ruffling up just to see what it looked like when it's aged. But essentially, it's the same piece of leather. This is just a newer, fresher cut piece, right? So on one side, it's like this deep, deep turquoise, and the other side, it's a lighter turquoise, right? And so I wanted to use that to sort of have this design shown kind of like reversed. on a long folding wallet, right? Because that's the next project that I was working on. And so I wanted to see if I could just like do it. So essentially, originally this was like a left and right thing, right? But then I realized like I could just make two of the same one like this and see just like which one looks better, kind of, right? The rough, the split side skull against the smooth background, or the smooth side skull against the rough background. Um, but it's proof of concept. Like I'm trying to see if I can get it to work, and like I'm not 100% on it. Truth be told, I don't have my punches, my stitching punches. I'll be right back. Having followers is a delicate dance. What? You're not gonna activate a Manchurian candidate. Not on your own. You need special code words. You need the super special ones. I think because this is a smaller thing, I'm actually going to use my smaller stitching chisels. These are 4mm on center. The other ones that I've been using for a lot of my other work have been 5 on center. I know it's like, oh, that's not really a big difference. It can be, but it isn't. If you're doing like a lot of stitching, it becomes a big difference. But when you're doing like smaller project like this, I think actually it helps with the tolerances on smaller projects like this, right? So actually, this should be. These can be 2. All right. Probably could have free-handed this. Whatever. Shut up. You're not my real dad. Can't make me do nothing. What do you need to do? Um, I don't know. Do something that makes you happy. If that involves like having a fucking cheeseburger from a chain restaurant, so fucking be it, man. Uh, Sometimes that's all that it takes to make some people happy, right? Just a cheeseburger from a chain restaurant. I wish I was at a point in my life where that would do it for me. Cool. What's weird is like how at a certain point you just sort of like want to develop some sort of like weird, I don't know about legacy, but like something to be remembered for, right? Leave a lasting impact. And I feel like maybe that's where I am now, and I'm just not working towards it like I should be. And I know that there are things that I want to do for it, but like, there I go screwing up again, you know. Hey, what's up, TK? Is it getting ho in here? It is ho in here. It's getting ho in here. So take out all your hoes. I am getting so ho. I'm gonna be. No, I'm gonna go to the ho off. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How you doing, TK? When's your date? When's your date? I forgot to ask you the other day, by the way. Are you gonna wear the armor? Are you gonna wear the full plate for the date? Full plate for the date. Rhymes, you gotta do it. I think I should have used a longer piece of thread. I don't know why I don't just use longer pieces of thread. No, I can't. It can't because copyright reasons. I will get sued by. Is it? It's not Usher. Who's that song by? Let's use a shorter needle. I don't know why I use these longer needles. And I have to order the other needles. There's like a better set of needles for leather crafting that are made by this company in England called John James. And they're kind of blunted, so you don't have to worry about like stabbing yourself or accidentally passing through the thread. If you don't want to, I should say. You know. There we go. Okay. So I still feel like I should complete this how I designed it. I just I don't know, feel lazy, I guess. Okay. This is actually just this twice, isn't it? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. It's like those sprinkles on the donut. One, then another round. Working overtime. Not nice? I don't. Possibly going bowling Friday. Ooh, okay. All right. Oh, what's great about that is that like since she's, she's kind of like she's more rough and tumble. Like so bowling is sort of hard sometimes because like it's sort of strength based, right? So I kind of worry about taking a date out bowling, right? Especially if like you think that they wouldn't be into it. Um, I had to actually like figure out if my girlfriend was into bowling before I took her bowling. But then like I still kind of like I didn't throw the games, but like like I bowled suboptimally, mainly to show off. But yeah, like since she's kind of like like she probably has the guns, right? She probably has bigger guns than I do actually. Um, you wear the suit, you're gonna no. Why would you die? It would protect you, except for if they throw the bowling balls at you, because as we all know, blunt weapons tend to work better against plate mail, right? Or not work better, but the force transmits better, I guess. Oh, I mean, you also get to hold a lot of balls. Yes, that is true. And sometimes you can have them in your mouth. No. Am I doing this on? Okay. Sometimes I'm really bad at like getting things on screen. I mean, but you do get to put. I guess they wouldn't fit, honestly. But yeah, like my girlfriend's kind of a girly girl, so like I wasn't sure if I could take her bowling, and then she suggested it, and so I was like, all right, we could go bowling, and then we went bowling, and like I bowled a little suboptimally to show off, essentially, because I would just curve the ball, right? Which I don't do if I'm trying to win. I try to do straight shots, and then I tried to teach her how to like throw straighter, because she's left-handed, so it was like, all right, so you should use the lighter ball, not because you're left-handed, but because like it looks like you're just flinging realistically. But also, like just try to focus on getting it to go straight. So here, let me show you how to do this, and then you show them things like follow through and like how to get it to go straight, right? What am I making? I'm making this is a proof of concept thing, gaming retirement home. For another upcoming project, and I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but it's essentially just like a skull kind of charm. So, God, I keep saying charm like you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, so here I have another one that I made, and I actually made two of these. I sent one off to the winner of the Brittany for saving 250 points. He also got one of these, and it was kind of like a custom thing because I know he likes Mega Man, right? It is a hand reveal. How you doing, Dev? Um, essentially, there's this thing that you see on like some higher end bags, like on Hermes bags, right? Not Coach, because Coach is kind of a mall brand, right? Where it's just like a bag charm. You know, it's just this little. I didn't even center it. I'm fucking stupid. It's just a bag charm. It's just like it's a thing that hangs off the handle, right? I've made a few. I actually just kind of gave them to my girlfriend. There's in the VODs you'll see one for a boba tea thing, and there's another one for a an ice cream popsicle thing that's like covered in chocolate. This one is just, it's actually me trying to figure out this thing in terms of proof of concept, because this is actually, even though this is two different colors, it's the same piece of leather, it's just one's reversed, right? And I'm doing it for proof of concept because I wanted to figure out if this is a viable thing that I can do for a long wallet that I'm designing, right? Um, because I've already a long clasped wallet. I've already made the regular billfold wallet, and I've sort of developed like a clasped square shaped wallet. But I want to make a long wallet so that the bill, you know, like you put your bills in there and they lie flat and everything. Um, you know, it's sort of like a, I guess, a carry everything type wallet that clasps shut. And so I wanted to put a design on the outside because like too much flat leather I felt would be like kind of boring, and also because like I wanted to add a skull motif to it. So right now, this is the test to see whether or not that works, because I'm going to be using the same type of leather, but in a different color, likely purple, as a gift to my mother, to have like a giant skull, not like this. I've been sketching out other skulls to kind of fit it. What I was getting to is something more Geiger. Giger. Is it Giger? It's Giger. HR Giger. More HR Giger-ish, like elongated and sort of warped. And I wanted to do that and have them kind of like be reflected on the outside, so that, because she's like a wannabe gothy edgelord. So that's what I was planning on doing for her. Haha. Do I have an Etsy? No, I don't have an Etsy, but if you type in, I do have a store. I do have a store. It's part of my fourth wall. So if you either go into merch or the Leathercraft shop specifically. Did I spell that wrong? Oh, I did spell that wrong. Hee hee. It's all there. There's my handmade stuff, and like I just make it and I kind of put it there. I have to actually relist certain things, not relist, but add certain things, because you can accumulate enough points that I will just send you something, right? Like you could see them in the channel point redeem things, right? Bellic just redeemed the thing, and I have to send that out to him. I just realized I still have his address, because it's actually in the message chain that we have going back and forth. And like I asked him too, and it was like 3 messages above, and then I didn't think much of it, and I was about to ask him again. I was like, oh, there it is. I'm an idiot. All right. So I have to send him one of those, and I made 2 more. I have to list them, and I have to list another what's it called? It's right here too. I have it. It's sitting right here. They're all here. They're all here. Fucking, what is this called? Passport holder. It's a passport holder. I made it, and I put them in like little Ziploc bags so that, you know, they maintain their aroma. You know, they maintain their aroma. I'm not amazing. I am just it's like I'm not an amazing magician. I can't make roses disappear under my butt. Or can I? But this is a proof of concept thing. That's all that this is. I like, every time I try to make charms, they end up taking way too long. And then I realize, like, oh boy, I can't actually sell these, because if I were to list it, it'd be like, oh yeah, that's like $240. And then, you know, I expect the basically like the laughter. But essentially, like, you know, like the established fashion houses like Hermes and whatever, when they sell them, they're like, oh yeah, that's like $300-400, and it's like, yes, it makes sense, because I've made these, and they take way too long. Like they're like 3-ish hours each, depending on how much stitching you do. And it's just like, oh, never mind. And these are just like these really flat ones. This is another really flat one, right? I haven't done anything that has any really dimensionality towards it. I was working on the design of a what's it called? Of a donut one, and then I was like, I'm gonna need like pink leather for this, specifically very thin pink leather, like 3 to 4 ounces thick, right? In pink, it's probably not gonna look good. It's probably gonna be painted, because pink is a very abnormal color for leather. You can get like deep dark colors, you can get some lighter colors, but like I don't know, something about like pink by like a shade like pink is just kind of difficult. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. It might not. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Sorry. Sorry. Also, fucking the other day they mentioned that there was gonna be like this way to design knit stuff, right? In the fourth wall, and I wanted to make like ugly sweater versions of the logo shit, and I just can't figure it out. And I was like, are you guys just fucking screwing with me, you sons of bitches? I swear to God. I swear to God. You can't just fuck with a man like that. I mean, you can, but
Let's leave.
it's not illegal. You know what I should do? Oh, I should just make this very long. The thread, not very long, but like long enough, and then just like really just do most of the stitching with one of them. I'll show you in a second. Everything that I do here when I do like Leathercraft is basically like, oh yeah, let me. Oh, that actually cuts down a lot of the time, or that cuts down some of the time. Or let's try this. Oh, that was a huge mistake. Whoops. Now there's edge dressing everywhere. You guys planning on doing anything for Halloween? I know it's a very spoopy day. I have my horns on. I have my horns on, which is very different from how I typically have my horns out. Ha ha ha. ha. I love even though I can't watch it, I love making awkward comedy, right? Where it's just like and then no one else is laughing and everyone's like super serious and it's just like the awkwardness is amazing to me, but like I can't watch when someone else does it. It just looks really, I don't know, unentertaining. I know that some of you guys like so like Tim and Eric. You know, I know specifically one of you guys does. I've never been able to like jive with that stuff, but I love doing that sort type of thing IRL, you know, just to like make people feel uncomfortable. All right, so that goes out there partially. And then we're just going to put this through here. Actually, that also goes out partially. Pull that tight, tight like a tiger, tight like a twigger. This is the other nostril, right? Yeah, it is. All right, so we'll go through it 3 times. One. That's very important that that has to be very tight. You're gonna head to bed, Shabazz. You deserve the rest. All right. You have a good night, okay, dude. I want you to have sweet dreams. All right. The sweetest dreams of God. You know what? I haven't had all fucking summer, and I kind of regret missing out on fucking mango season, man. Ah, love mangoes. You have sweet dreams of just like a glorious mango to you and your wife sharing just the most delicious mango. Can you have sweet dreams of that for me? Ah, God, completely missed mangoes. There's like a small window for them, and I missed it entirely. But yeah, please have sweet dreams. All right, dude. I want a mango now, but it's not in season.
It's not the season for the squeezing, baby.
Whoop, whoop. All right. Oh man, I'm like real sad now for the eggnog. Oh, I've never had a mango from Pakistan. Well, I actually don't know if I've never had one. Oh yeah, you mentioned that it's warm there. I was about to ask, like, does it have the climate for that? But yeah, you've told me like it's just unbearably hot. So wait. You're gonna have eggnog now, or you just mean in terms of like cause holiday season. You know, I've never had alcoholic eggnog. I've had eggnog out of a carton. Wasn't alcoholic, I'll tell you that much. It was like you get it in the supermarket, you know. But yeah, I've never had like that boozy eggnog. I don't even know what they mix into it. It's probably just rum, you know.
Probably just a little bit of rum.
You captured an alien. Oh shit. You better have sex with it first before you give it to the government. One really good batch at a China. Oh, mangoes. Huh. Chinese markets are sometimes very weird. Like sometimes you'll get like really good stuff from them, and I shouldn't generalize. But like I've had this happen to me a few times where it's just like, oh yeah, sometimes you get like really good fruits, and then sometimes just like this is the driest fucking apple I've ever put in my mouth. You know? I guess that's all fruit stands realistically. There was a Chinese market nearby that introduced me to what's called a Cara Cara orange, and they had them for like the longest time. I didn't know what they were called, and neither did they. Um, or maybe I just didn't know how to ask that question in the right language, right? So, I was just like happy to buy them and eat them. I would fucking devour these little shits because they were candy sweet. I recently found them at my local supermarket actually, which was very nice. But I didn't know what they were called. They were just like these pink inside oranges. They were super duper sweet. Absolutely loved them. And then one day they just stopped carrying them. I was like, cool. And then they stopped carrying them forever. Like I never saw them there again. Kind of annoyed by that, but what are you gonna do, right? Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna fucking riot. No, but like it was just like sort of, oh come on, I like that. Why? Recently though, it was at my local supermarket. They just started carrying them like during the summer, and I was like, those are pink on the inside. Like the picture showed that they were pink on the inside, so I was like, let me get one and see what this is like. And they were candy sweet. And I was just like, oh, and I would eat like fucking four of them in a day, and then be like, actually, this probably might not be good for me. So I tried to stop that. You've never had alcohol? That's fair. I I'd be perfectly honest. You don't need it. At least I feel you don't need it. I feel like a lot of people doesn't really need alcohol, right? I feel like people fall into this cycle of overusing it, overindulging, right? My girlfriend's never had booze. She's never had any drugs, and she's like, no interest. I'm just gonna be. I guess the term is straight edge, and it's just like cool. So I guess it gives me a reason to also just like because I've never really enjoyed drinking, right? Like my friends will be like, let's go drinking, and then like the end of the evening will be like, one, like I don't like how booze affects me. I don't like how it slows my motor skills, etc. Two, like I have the one friend that's just like, oh man, I've been waiting for you for like an hour. I'm 4 in, you gotta catch up, and it's just like, no, I don't. And then like towards the end of the evening, because they drink so heavily, it's just like, man, like you will see them projectile vomit all over the sidewalk, and it's just like cautionary tale. Uh oh, thank you, Hunter. You're a good friend too. But yeah, like I just we're in an ad break. Let me hold this thought for a bit. That's a little bit. That actually kind of looks like it's got a nosebleed. Maybe I shouldn't double that up. Not a nosebleed, but two, one, and ad break ended. Perfect. Oh yeah, so like I don't like how alcohol really like changes everything for me. I know people that they would tell me like, oh man, I get like so fucking hammered and then I'll black out. It'll be like the craziest night. And it's like, how do you know it was the craziest night if you blacked out? You know? How do you know it was the craziest night? How do you even know if you had a good time if you were like that drunk? You know? And I remember the first time I ever got drunk. I was at a friend's house party. It was the first time that her parents ever left her alone with the place. And so I don't know if it was her idea, if it was a friend of hers idea. And I know which friend it would have been, but that's why I say this. Um, she was like, "I'm gonna have a party. We're all gonna get drunk. Bunch of cheap vodka and soda, and we're just like all like on the floor after playing a few drinking games, just like talking about life and shit." And here's the thing, right? So my friend is making rounds around the room. And she is like, she's been living with her parents who are like very religious people. And she's never had a boyfriend. So she's like kind of repressed, if you get what I'm saying. She's going around the room and she's making out with every guy individually for like a session. You know what I mean? Like no pants off stuff, but like, you know, just sort of like every time I look up, she's straddling somebody else and going and you know like they're going at it and it's like all right. Eventually she makes her way around the room. She comes to me and another of our mutual friends, and she drunkenly asks me if I want to have like a three-way makeout session with her. And I'm just like, you know, like remembering what was going on with the rest of the room, and myself and our mutual friend are just like, oh no thank you. And she's just like, all right. She walks away, you know, which is the correct response, you know, to not push it. But holy shit, I brought that up with her like a couple months later, and she was just like, her eyes popped out of her fucking head, and she's like, I do not remember that at all. I was like, yeah. You went around the room, you made out with like everybody, and it was just like, you know, she was just like, oh shit. She's like, I don't remember anything about that. And I was like, well, I do. I remember everything. Ha ha. Don't worry. I'm not telling anybody. Although technically that's a lie now, isn't it? Oh god, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, Reaper. I really couldn't. Because here's the thing. I'm not timing this. I'm not timing this. I'm not timing this. I don't even know where this is going. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's just like kind of a proof of concept thing. Like I'm making this to prove to myself that like I tried it and I didn't like what happened, you know? And this is technically a draft of another charm that I'd been working on because I have a bunch of these sort of like draft. Where is it? Actually, I can show this to you guys now because we have the camera set up. It's not. It's not a. Oh god, did it shoot up suddenly? It was not 1,000. It shouldn't be 1,000. Did it shoot up? It's only 901. It went down actually. I don't know who defriended us. Let's see. At a certain point, yeah. So here, like there was the original sort of sketch for the this one that I made on stream. I gave that to my girlfriend. There was a variation where it's like the cone and then like there'd be a cherry on top of the cone, even though you never really see ice cream on a cone like this with a cherry on top. But then the whole, or rather the stem from the cherry would be the strap, right? Oh, thank you, Reaper. I I know that it's, I consider it just a number. I don't think it's like a thing that I celebrate just yet. But I think at 1,000 I have to do something, right? And it's like working on different ones. Like here's a bottle, and here's like a piece of cake, and then again with the cherry, with the hole on top where the strap goes through, right? As a puncture, right? This is the early versions of the skull. This is from like months ago, and then this is eventually where we settled on this, right? This sort of design here, right? And there was a bow too at one point, right? Was working on a banana, a dongo, right? Apple, cheese, right? And everything that like, you know, like all these notes that I have here are essentially like how do I do this, right? Like this is going to require two colors, and then these are just going to be circles, right? And then this could be like a stitch line, candy, hair, hot dog. Hot dog is fucking stupid. Stupid. It's a stupid idea. Candy thing. Cat, cat face. There was a cat face idea. And I was just like, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, pain in the ass. How much is a stamping alphabet gonna cost me? That being like a bunch of presses that you just kind of like stamp the letters in. And I completely forgot to even look that up. Like a traditional wrapped gift thing right there, right? Hunter, I'm gonna say I agree. Actually, I don't think that people really should need to like, you know what I mean. And I get why some people do, because like some people do that for the same reason that they like engage with weed. It like it calms their anxiety and everything. But like I think the issue is like when you overindulge. You know what I mean? I think that overindulgence is like that's where it gets to be a problem, especially if like you make a habit of overindulging. There's the boba tea. It was the first sketch of the boba tea thing. It originally was just like a trapezoid, and then like I added details to make the lid look more lid-like, right? I always had this sort of idea of this like being the strap here, right? And that these boba pearls were just going to be punctures, and that just the other side would be black. Then there's an iteration on the skull, right? That I was talking about earlier. Donut, pumpkin, right? With the stem being a strap again. It just keeps going. Cookie. This is supposed to be a cookie. Pepper. Chicken. I think that what it is it's bots, Reaper. I think it's like bots. Pizza, boiga, and peas in a pod. You know. Let's see. This is just a soda. Like a save icon, right? The save icon. Back to that weird cheese shape. The heart with an arrow through it. 2 cherries, right, with the buckle going through the strap going through the 2 punctures, so that it just sort of punctures, so that it just sort of looks like a the stems, right? Band-aid, or rather adhesive medical strip, right? Uh, vampire teeth, lipstick. Lipstick is too many colors. Teacup, like those tiny little Asian teacups. But then I realized that this doesn't read, right? Tea kettle, skull and crossbones. I don't know what I was thinking there with the shoes. Maybe I was thinking like some sort of sneaker, like but then I don't want to like accidentally get into any copyright infringement with like Nike Jordan high tops. Toilet, poop, pinwheel, right? The pinwheel in Japanese culture is something very specific too. Anyway, rocket, cheese wheel, moon, orange traffic cone, right? Toes. No. Dice. Can't do toes. The candle. I forget what that was. Light bulb. That's an upside down light bulb. That's what it is. It's a light bulb. This was supposed to be a 4-leaf clover. That gourd. It's like this is a Chinese thing, which is like a gourd, like a slender lady's. No. Oh God, no. I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna tarnish the brand by doing that. Oh, a condom. Oh God. You could just like punch a hole through a regular condom and carry that shit. Look who's visiting. Hi, baby girl. What you want? What you want? I'm being told to boop you, Snoot. Come here. Come here. She's like, no. But she's purring. Yeah, you purr? Yeah, we get this boop right here. Oh, we got the boops. Good girl. Look at her. How old is she? Oh God. That question makes me sad actually. She's 12. She's gonna be 13, I think, in like March or April. I wasn't there when she was born. I don't know which month. So I'm assuming sometime between like March and April. And I know this because when she was younger, I tried to like actually, like find a home for her amongst my friends. And so Facebook was like, they recently were like reminding me, like, not recently, like a few months ago, they were like going like, look, this happened 11 years ago or something like that, or 12 years ago at this point. And so it's just like, oh no, you're 12. Stop being 12. So she's an old lady. Which that's the part that depresses me, that she's an old lady, you know, because I constantly worry that like, something might happen. Mochi's 7. Oh, he's still a young lad. He is Mochi a boy or a girl? That could be either gender. Um, it depresses me to think that she's gonna pass. Bobby was 15. Bobby was 15. I muted myself. I forget what that was. That's not popcorn. This is a gourd, like those Chinese gourds that they use for drinking, right? Which is a girl. Oh, he's a young lady. Bread, loaf of bread. It was just like one color for the cut portion, and then the rest of it's just like this other color, and then stitch line there. Television, that's too complex. Oh, and then here's some sketches for wallet interior ideas. This is not recent, but I'd been thinking about this for the longest time. I wanted there to be a coin pouch in there. Either way, that was I didn't even put dates on this, but this was like maybe 4 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. That thing's already full up, you know, like I ran out of space in that one. So, you know, it's just that's where it is. That's where it landed. Mm. Annoying little shit. Oh, 9 months old and still acts like it's a. What do you mean? Do they do like that whole like I don't know what's going on. It's my first day. It's my first day. I just got here. Guys, if ever you're at work and somebody gives you shit, just be like, "Listen, it's my first day. All right. I don't know where we keep those." Oh shit. So the problem with these smaller holes is that it's actually really hard to pass this through here. Oh shit, you know what I forgot to check out to see if this works again? Um Oh, you know what? Maybe it does because it's not all screwed up here. Never mind. Aww. Well, it sounds like she both likes you, but also just like doesn't want to be held. You know, if that makes any sense, right? She's like, this is the one that I want to hang out with, but fucking keep your hands to yourself, lady. Oh. Ah, cats have funny personalities. I'll say that. Bobby was like the littlest big butthead. He would like one. He didn't like other people. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't have been fond to meet any of you guys. And I'm sorry about that, but like he'd just be like, "Oh shit, we have a visitor. I'll see you in a few hours," and he'd hide under a bed. Usually not mine. Usually my parents, because that was the most inaccessible bed for like visitors. Um, that's where he would hide. Now he liked me, but he didn't mind putting me in my place if I gave him too many hugs, right? So like if I gave him a hug for too long, I would get scratched up. I would get scratched the fuck up. Um, you know. But that was just his like that's just him. Trying to think of nice things to say about him. He was very cute. That's very superficial. Let's see. He was very suspicious of people, which made him a good guard cat. My girlfriend, or rather my ex, my current girlfriend, never met him, but my ex, who stayed with us for like 3 weeks, the one from Japan, she thought that Bobby was out to get her. Cause like, and I saw it happen too. He would like stare at her from like 2 rooms away, 2 doorways away, and he'd be like, you know, it was very cute, but also it's like, Bobby, come here, say hi. And then I'd go to pick him up. He'd just dart off. He's like, no, you can't make me, you son of a bitch. Also, how dare you bring girls in here? He wasn't fond of girls. I had an ex, the ex that was supposed to take him actually. This is before he didn't really like people. Um, and she was like, "Oh, Bobby's probably gay." I'm like, "Cats can't be." In retrospect, I know that cat. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit, right? It's a cat. But I remember at the time being like, "Cats can't be gay." But she was like insisting that he was gay because he didn't like girls. He only liked guys. It was just really just me. Like he liked me, you know. Like maybe Bobby's gay. I was like, now it's just like I don't care. He didn't have balls. He was fixed. He had no inclination whatsoever towards anything. He had no balls. No balls. Popped them out. No, we didn't pop them out. We had them fixed, you know. It reminds me to tell you guys to have your pets spayed or neutered. like Bob Barker used to say. Is Bob Barker still kicking? Bob Barker. Rest in peace. Earlier this year, too. August 26th. Yeah, alright. I get it. Requiescum Pacem. Let me reset this music. I don't know if you guys can hear the music. The Animal Kingdom's... I don't know if I'd call it the gayest. One of the things that I don't like about the Animal Kingdom, but it's that society is that it's what are you doing? Um it's very like there's a lot of how do I explain this? There's a lot of just like, bad touch. If I don't want to say the term, not because it's triggering, but because like yeah, because it is triggering actually. There's a lot of like, non-consensual stuff happening. And and like that's just what some of these animals do, but like holy shit, that like I and as a human I find that gross, but like also like it's not my place to say because it's like your animals. But oh god, fucking I know that ducks have evolved because of the issue of like ducks doing this to each other. Hey, Summer, what are you doing? Stop knocking things over. Well, that's true too. You were talking about it too. Yeah, yeah. Ducks have like this weird. So female ducks, for those of you that don't know, they have this. They have many paths towards their uterus, from what I understand. So that like if like another male duck kind of like gets in there unwanted, it's just like, well, good luck. My womb is a maze, literally a maze. And it's just like they've evolved to have maze vaginas, okay? Because it was such a problem, you know. Um. So yeah. Ugh. And then the mallards, the male ducks, they have like this other thing going on. I think it's like no, I'm thinking of piggies, aren't I? Where they have like a weird corkscrew thing that sort of grabs on the inside. So do dogs. Dogs also. So do turtles. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Let's not talk about animal genitals. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Um, I don't know why. It's my fault too. I'm sorry. I like meandered into bringing it up. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Ducks. They have maze-like vaginal canals. Um, what's the matter, Summer? What? She's probably upset with me because I made a mess on the bed. Like all of my tools and equipment are there. What's in that? You want to sit in my lap again? Come here for a ball. Boy's a baby. Boy's a baby. Boy's a baby. No, 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 no. You're gonna bother me. You're gonna get hugged. Who's a baby? She's full of purrs. No, 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 TK. Nothing here is good to know. I don't say anything that's worth educating yourself with. Except my cat's a pain in the butt. Look at this. Ooh, you baby. What's the matter? All right. Let's see. I won't squeeze. That she did the head shake thing. I think she's so cute. Fuck, I need something from over there now. All right, I gotta get up for a second. I'll pick you up. Don't worry, you're coming with me. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're here. We're here together. We're here together. We're here together. There you go. Good baby. Good baby. Hey, what was that? Don't bite, okay? Especially when you're near my face, don't bite. All right, so we gotta set this to 1/8 of an inch because I want to do 1/8 of an inch around there, and I don't know if that's going to be enough clearance. but I want to do an 1/8 of an inch reinforcement around here as a detail. More as a detail than reinforcement, because the glue is like usually enough. It's a little bit too snug. A little bit bigger than that. Not for long. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have a good day today. What'd you get up to today, huh? You do your homework? Yeah. You out the birdies? Tell them what's for? You show them? You show them your claws? Yeah. All right. She showed them her claws. I have to make sure. She has to put them in their place. Ah. She headbutts me as I'm making a turn. Where's your baby? Yeah? No, no, no. You can't help with this. Gotta let me do. Gotta let me do, baby girl. All right? Yep. No, no. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Bad girl. Don't do that. That's not for you. I want it. You can't have those toys. It's not a toy. I know it's shiny. I know it's shiny and makes jingle jangle sounds. She's like right in my lap as I'm like trying to like etch these guidelines for myself. And every once in a while it's just like bonk, little headbutt, little bit of a nudge there. And it's just like, wow, that just came out real bad. Is this the Persona OST? Yes. I just don't know where it is in terms of it. It's this link here. I'll send it to you. It's not the whole OST though. It's like some rainy day music. You know, I don't even know where. Oh yeah. Okay, that's the Under the Mask. Whoopsie. Oh, completely forgot that I had these on. Yeah, it's Under the Mask. It's the song that they play at LeBlanc, I think. All right, Beneath the Mask. Sorry, Paulonia Mall. Oh, some of these songs aren't even from Persona 5. According to the track list, Trauma Ray. No, 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 baby girl. No, no, no. That's not for you. Don't touch that. Bad girl. Don't touch that. Iwatodai dorm is. Hey, no. No. Hey, no. Bad girl. She's trying to paw her way at my wing divider, which is like this heavy metal thing with these points. I think, bad girl. Come here. I moved her a little bit away from it. You behave. She's like, I want it. I know you want it. You can't has it. Rat. Bad girl. All right, hold on. So tilt the corners. Yeah. This is probably more work the way that I'm planning on doing this, but oh well. I want it to look better rather than, even though it's proof of concept. Doop, 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 doop. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And right now we're just kind of pressing in with without tools or anything, just to make marks. Not too close. Yeah, it is too close. All right, hold on. Do this there. I'll put one between them. Is that too close? No, I think that. This put one there, put one there. What's the matter for a ball? She's like really affectionate right now. She's just like snuggle, snuggle, snuggle. Going over there? No, she just wanted to turn around. Okay, go baby. She likes spending time with her human. I told you guys she doesn't think of me as her father, right? I told her it was Father's Day couple weeks back when it was Father's Day, and she's just like, "You're not my papa." I'm like, "Great, thanks, thanks." What are we building? Hey, what's up, Sparkling Thunder? Is this a self-made SSD? No. What? Oh no, I don't make electronics here. We're doing leather crafting. I'm making a charm. That kind of like hangs off of a like a bag or a purse or whatever. How are you doing, by the way? Now I can punch these holes. Where's my hammer? Oh, but not right below the camera because I will smack the camera. Okay. Time for oh Jesus Christ. That sounds like a lot, Toast. Please be careful with these heavy amounts, you know? That sounds like a hero doser. Hero dose. Hero doser. Hero doser. In before I smack my camera. There's a that's right. I didn't do the stitching around the skull. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think there's not enough clearance for it. And I think I would have had to glue this down last in order to do that properly. Whatever. Not important. Wait, 350? How much is that? Milligrams, right? I don't know. Is that a lot? That sounds like a lot. Because this is 7.5? And that's already like that's too much for me personally. Like with my attempts to try it. Maybe I needed to try more because I'm large and fat. Not fat, but you know, I call myself fat. Because unless I lose 10 pounds, I'll never be pretty. I do like that the two-hole punch can like, if you just give it a nice whack, it goes like right through, like easily. You know. Where you going? You going over there, Summer? All right. Want me to put you there? You're gonna jump. You gonna jump? Let me put you there. She's like, I could do it, and she just hops off as I'm about to pick her up. You got to get your high protein pudding. High protein pudding. What's a high protein pudding? Is it just like protein powder in like a paste? I've never made anything with protein powder aside from like here, put it in the. I don't even use a shaker. I use a It's like a blender essentially, but just for protein shakes. Because I used to just mix with a spoon, and that took forever. And you would never get like proper um mixing in because like protein powder kind of sucks for mixing. And that's despite the fact that they add like chemicals in there to try to make it mix better, as far as I know. Okay. A pudding, but with more protein. Oh, okay. Is it good? Here, here we go. Last two punches, and then one over there. The worst that could happen is you get sad your pizza's not on time. I would be sad regardless if my pizza wasn't on time, though. Shit, man. You imagine? Well, you know what? Actually, not sad so much as hangry. Humans are fickle creatures. Pistachio protein. Oh, so it is good. Okay. Oh yeah, the shaker things, right? I thought about getting one of those and then I never did. Locally, they don't cost like only $2. I wish I could get one for $2. Like fucking I maybe Amazon, hashtag not sponsored, would have one for $2. But like if I went to like GNC, they'd probably try to charge me like fucking $15, $16 for a shaker. And that's not gangster. I mean, that's gangster for them. My cat is now taking a bath because she was like, I snuggled my human for too much and now I'm stinky. Cats are such ingrates. Bobby used to do the same thing. You would give him like a nice hug and some kisses and some nuzzles, you know, and then he'd be like, ugh, ugh, hold on, I have to take a shower. Talk to me in 20 minutes. And then you pick him up again and he'd be like, you son of a bitch. Did you not see me just wash myself? Well, yeah, because dogs get it. They're like, we are a family. I love you. I'm gonna love you forever. Come here. We need to smell like each other so that people know, so that everyone else knows. This is the family unit, okay? I want you to smell like me because I love you. And it's like, oh. Even my cousin's puppy, and my mom's dog, and my cousin's new dog, and I called my cousin's puppy a puppy, even though he passed away like a couple years back. Actually, that was actually kind of sad too, because like his health was going near the end. Like he was healthy, but he had glaucoma, and there's no real treatment for that other than to like uh, to remove his eyes, you know. So my aunt and they all thought that that was kind of cruel, and he wasn't in any pain, so they just kind of like they didn't have his eyes removed, you know. But holy shit. Oh god. That's the most depressing thing. Sorry. I mean for me it is. Oh wait, no, I should be going top down, right? Cuz the stitch the whatever should be at the bottom. Oh. Oh, so it's not like a the shop that you got it at, it's not just like a health food or nutrition store. GNC is like a racket. I don't like them. You know, I went to one once and I had like a coupon from the internet and I'm like just trying to buy my one thing of protein powder, right? My one thing, the one thing I came there for. And the manager, not like not one of the stooges that worked there. The manager themselves was like, "Here, would you like to add this?" And I was like, "No, I just came here for this." And she's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to help you by getting you another thing." I was like, "Okay, cool. Does that mean I get to double up my coupon or how does that work?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Well, then how does that help me?" Exactly. She got real quiet because it was just like, "You're just trying to add shit to my fucking order. I don't want it. I just want this. Okay, fuck off, fuck off. Just ring up the one thing. You're not helping me. In fact, you're being very insulting by assuming that I'm just not gonna question this fucking shit. You know, it's like you're not helping. Fucking hell. Sorry. No, I remember being annoyed, and it's to this day I remember being annoyed by that one manager. It was the manager, and like I would expect it from like one of the regular employees because like sometimes the manager's watching, they have to. But like it's just like the manager is just like kind of insisting about it. It's just like I fucking know what you're trying to do, okay? Cats want you to smell like them. My cat, I don't know if she wants me to smell like her, but she does consider me like property. So I guess that makes sense actually. Like I know that she thinks of me as like her human, right? I remember hearing this thing. I keep putting this off the frame. This thing a few months ago, where essentially like depending on where they sleep determines kind of like how they feel about you in the family unit. And so it's like she sleeps by my feet. So apparently that means, and I don't know if this is true. I don't know, But according to that thing, it meant that she thinks that I'm her baby. I was like, no, I'm the adult. You're the baby. It's like, I remember I was talking about this a couple months ago with Fields, and he's like, oh, so what did she do? Does she show you her teat and present it to you? I'm like, no. Oh God, I'm not drinking cat milk. Oh, Summer will do that too with the laundry. And I have to chase her out of it because it's just like, get out of there. I don't want you to be in there. It's that's the bad law. That's the we got to get that clean for a ball. And she's like, I want it. And it's like, no, you can't. It can't. Bad, bad, very bad. Oh God. I used to take vitamins on a regular basis. And the funny thing about vitamins, right, is that most of your multivitamins that you see in the store, they have so much shit that you don't fucking need. And I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, I'm taking this specifically because my doctor um added to my it says that I need extra iron or whatever, right? Like the multivitamins I'm talking about. Like the cheaper ones, they're full of stuff that like specifically not good for you. Like they'll fill it out with shit like vitamin C. Like, and you could look at them. They'll say like, oh yeah, 800% of your daily value of vitamin C for every pill. 800 fucking percent? You don't need 800%. You need 100%. And what's worse is that if you have too much vitamin C in your diet, it's actually bad. I think it causes, what disease does it cause? Uh, Too much vitamin C. I know. Oh, vitamin D is another one. Too much can cause diarrhea, nausea, and stomach cramps. Cool. Right? And like some of these things you just get enough of naturally from like regular diet, your regular diet, right? So I stopped taking multivitamins, you know. If I need something specifically, I'll take that. Like when I wasn't going out that often because of the pandemic, I started taking vitamin D supplements because I just wasn't going outside, and you get vitamin D from the sun. You get it through your skin, you get it from the sun, your body can't make it, you know. Sometimes it's added to like milk because it works well with calcium. Although calcium's like another one where it's just like, I don't know if that does what they used to tell us it did anymore. But yeah, like you simply like, unless you're very vitamin deficient or you have like some sort of condition that makes you vitamin deficient, you probably shouldn't take a multivitamin just because, you know? Uh and that's the scam. Although I'll say this, fucking Flintstones chewable vitamins, hashtag not sponsored, delicious. I think they're more sugar than anything. I think they're more sugar than anything. And they make like adult versions of those shits too, like the vitamin gummies, where it's just like you eat one and it's just like, man, that is more sugar than anything. Yes. Yes, it is. Can I just eat? No, you can't eat all this zinc, you'll die. Well, not die, but like too much zinc is not good for you. Shit, that went through the thread. Um a little bit of extra zinc is kind of fine, but you typically just get extra zinc from red meat, you know? So like just eat red meat or beans. Beans is a good source of zinc. And I think broccoli, just eat broccoli. I have broccoli in my fridge. Maybe that's what I'll make tonight with my chicken, you know? Well, all I'm saying is, guys, try to have like a nice, um, diverse, balanced diet, you know? Don't rely on like things like supplements unless you specifically need it, right? Like, fuck, since I work out occasionally to the point where you know, like exhaustion, I try to take protein supplements because it helps me recover my muscles faster and also helps me kind of like develop muscle faster. You know, extra protein and bioavailable protein allows you to like build them muscles, right? Make the big bulges so that the girls are like, oh. And sometimes the guys are like, oh, he's giving me the vapors. I've never heard a person say that about me ever. Oh god. No. 8 times will probably fucking 8 times of that'll probably like make you piss blood. I don't know. I just like just don't overdo it, guys. Real talk. Like with anything in life, don't overdo it. You know? Too much cake, bad. A little bit of cake, nice. It's a treat. You can have that. You can have a treat. We all deserve treats. Oh shit, did I go through the thread? Right. No, I didn't. Okay. Perfect. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. To this day, I still think about that episode of The Simpsons where they had that weird musical version of Planet of the Apes. When I went to go see the Tim Burton remake of Planet of the Apes, I kept wondering, where the fuck is Dr. Zaius? I saw it early because I was like working in a movie theater. And so like we got a pre-screening of it. They wouldn't let us do that for fucking Star Wars though. But they let us do it for Planet of the Apes. And I thought I'd get like so much street cred for going that I made the point of seeing it. And then I found out it was utter trash. Terrible movie. I wanted to be able to brag that I saw the whole movie like a week early or something like that. It wasn't a week early, it was like 2 days early. Terrible. Terrible fucking film. I think Marky Mark's in it. Not his fault though. It's the studio's fault. They were like, well, it's Tim Burton, so we're just gonna automatically make gold. No. No. No, 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 no. Tim Burton makes gold when you let him do what he needs to do. Right, guys? Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Ryan. Nothing wrong with dudes being into muscles. Alright? What was I saying? Oh yeah. Like Tim Burton, you leave him alone, he'll make something amazing. Tim Burton, you interfere too much, he'll make something that's utter trash. I recently found out that I was a fan of him since his first movie. I didn't even know that. Like I didn't grow up on fucking Nightmare Before Christmas, but I remember as a kid I loved Pee-wee's Big Adventure and the show Pee-wee's Playhouse. And I found out very recently that Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the first one, the first Pee-wee movie, that was his first movie. And I was like, oh shit, Tim Burton did that? And then you think back to it, and it's like, oh yeah, that's like very Tim Burton. Okay. Like, and he does some things that are just like, it might have been you. I know that I saw it also on like Red Letter Media. They had Macaulay Culkin and they did a rewatch of it together. And then they were all talking about that movie and how it's just like they have no notes, perfect movie, 10 out of 10. And I was like, fucking, you better say that shit. I'd be so pissed at you, Home Alone kid. Oh man, I don't envy Macaulay Culkin though. He's got like everything together now, but like his childhood was like utter hell because like he was basically made famous from a very early age and was never allowed to have like a normal childhood. Bleeding from the wait, does vitamin B? Oh god. When a person becomes a data. Oh, okay. You'll let me know, right? You'll let me know. It's never gonna happen with me. That sounds like some weird corn shit. Not the band, but like the deity from Warhammer. Like what was it? I think one of the early drafts was done by oh god, rest in peace. Phil Hartman. God, I'm pissed at Andy Dick because of what happened to Phil Hartman. Fucking Andy Dick. What a dick. You know? Which there are actors who need to do their own version of a character. Well, that's the thing. Like most actors do their own like interpretation of what the character is, right? Like they don't just take direction and just go for it. Or usually they don't. Unless it's like a part of a larger production and they have to. Like if it's part of the MCU, there's certain things where it's like they need to do this thing, right? But when the MCU first started out, I remember when they were talking about the Iron Man movie before it came out, and my friends and I were like big comic nerds at the time. We just kept getting more and more hyped for that movie because it just sounded more and more amazing every time anybody said anything about it. Like it was just like they didn't care essentially. they didn't care what they were doing, and like so, what was it? A good like 90% of everything that Robert Downey Jr. said in that film was ad libbed. He would just keep going, and then like the cast and crew would just keep going, and it's the reason why so many of the Marvel movies, to their detriment at this point now, are so quippy because people kept going. They just kept going. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like see that guy's playing Galaga. I see that guy playing Galaga, and it's just like at that point, you hear that line and it's just like But like if he would have said that in the first Iron Man movie, it would have been like Henry Cavill, from what I understand, did not even want to be involved in The Witcher, but I think, and so from what I understand, he made production like actual hell, and then I think he tried to actually wrestle creative control away from, not from Mirage Omega. Holy shit! Hey, Choco Kings! Hi everybody! Welcome aboard. I am Dick Record, also known as Dick Record. What's up, pre-law flipper?
Pavissima, how are you doing?
Inanimate what? How are you inanimate? Please don't be too inanimate. Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm Dick Record, for those of you that don't know me, also known as Dick Record. Today I'm extra horny.
Hi, Cammy, how are you doing?
I'm making a bag charm as sort of a proof of concept thing. I don't know how it's going. I couldn't honestly tell you, but yeah, you were on for like a really long time. You were the only person left of all the people that I was lurking, actually. I guess you went into Sega bass fishing? Oh, fuck me. That's my fault, isn't it? That is actually my fault. That is my fault. I blame myself. I blame myself. We were joking about how fucking Mirage was gonna make everything rad and extreme and everything, and so when he said that, I came out of my lurk to immediately go through his channel point redeems, because he used to have a channel point redeem where he would just drop everything and start playing Sega bass fishing, and I was gonna make him do that. I was gonna try to make him do that, right? And it just wasn't there. So I guess he granted my desire after the fact. I'm sorry I missed it. Did you catch a big whopper? I mean, not like a whopper like from the Boyga King, hashtag not sponsored, but like, a big fish, I believe they call it. A big fish. Try to go in it as blind as possible. Just like don't know anything. Okay. Good. Oh, it's gonna be great, guys. Go give Mirage a follow. So that's like one. So Ryan, I'm gonna say this. That's like one account that I've seen, and I think that's like from his publicist or from his side of the story. Then there's like this other account where like they're saying like, oh, he was trying to wrench. He was trying to do a power play in order to wrench creative control away from the production staff because he just didn't like them, and in order to do that, he was making a total ass out of himself. Yeah, you guys came into a strange thing where essentially we were going to start talk about Henry Cavill's involvement in the Witcher series and his subsequent no longer being involved in the Witcher series. But right now I'm doing a Leathercraft stream. This is supposed to be a bag charm, much like or a charm in general, much like I keep saying charm like y'all are supposed to know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because like even if I start telling you like where I got the idea to do bag charms, it won't make much sense because some of you don't even know what Hermes is, or some of you may even think that Hermes is that girl from JoJo. But actually, a couple months ago, I sent one of these to Mirage. I made two of them, and I sent one to Mirage as part of the Brittany, and it's basically just a charm that you could like really put on anything. I've seen things like this on like, like strapped around purse straps and that sort of thing. And I keep mine on my boom arm, actually. This is an E-Tank for those of you that are not fans of the Megamans.
It's an E-Tank. You drink it for energy.
I wouldn't put it near your mouth. I've done things. I'm kidding. I have not. I haven't. Mine sits on my boom arm too, which is why it's like always here. which is why it's like always here. But that way we can draw energy from it together, sir. So let me put it right back because I don't want it near my tools. That's too tight. That's too tight. Hold on. I'm gonna screw this up, aren't I? But yeah, I thought that I would like make them for the shop, and then like as I started to make more and more bag charms, I realized these take too long, and I hate myself because of it. No, I don't hate myself because of that, but like they take too long, and so they don't feel like viable things that I could sell, right? Because if I spend like 4 hours on one of them, right, or even 3, it's just like ugh, that's like close to $200 in labor costs and tax and material costs. So it's just like it's kind of it's the sort of thing that I put away, right? And I don't even think about it. It's just like, all right, cool. I will do them when I feel like it for just as like I guess gifts or whenever I have like inspiration to do them, but I'm not going to try to sell them. Additionally, like the energy tank thing, I personally don't think I could sell that regardless because I don't have any rights to the energy tank design. Hee right? But you know, occasionally I like to make them. And I had like I was showing everybody earlier my sketches from when I had like I was thinking about just like doing almost exclusively them before like the harsh reality of no, this takes 4 hours started to sink in. And this was one of them from like a long time ago, but this design actually kind of came from the fact that well, not the design, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to see if I could create something that because this is the same type of leather. It's just this is the back side and this is the front side, the waxier front side, and this is the split layer, right? So here's a piece of it that I've been like kind of aging by fiddling with, right? But the underside's like a much lighter. Hey, inanimate sheep, thank you for becoming a dickhead. It's a much lighter color, and then this side is like it's much darker, right? It's waxier. It's sort of like I can't say smoother, but like, you know, like it's that expectation of what leather is. And so I wanted to make a long wallet that has a skull design like this, different from this, but kind of like this on both sides, kind of mirroring each other, right? Oh, this leather is like fantastic. I actually made a wallet for my girlfriend in with this leather. I bought it specifically because I knew that turquoise is one of her favorite colors, right? Like this deep bluish green. And so I like finished a design for like a clasped wallet, and I made her one personalized to her. It's got her name like kind of like worked into the pockets and everything. This leather is from Italy. It's made by Barolasi Carlo, and I had to buy like a fair amount of it. Like I have enough leather to make her other presents, and I was told her like I'm planning on making like I have to work out the design for it, but like a passport holder and like I didn't tell her about the bag. I want to make her like a miniature, like not a miniature, but like a pocketbook, right? Because is it a pocketbook? I have to figure out the design. But essentially, like when I gave her the wallet, she had her Coach bag on, and she couldn't put the wallet in the Coach bag, and I was like, because the Coach bag is like this big. It's like this big, and so the wallet was like that big, so it just wouldn't go in there. But yeah, and then like also in doing so, like I get to develop new products that I can put into the Leathercraft shop, right? Because I do want to sell these things and whatever, but like also I do understand that I charge like way too much. Not way too much. It's based there's a function based on like hours into it, plus plus materials. I don't even charge for the design, even though there's like several iterations before I have like a correct design that works, you know, and is replicatable. But yeah, like, you know, it's just the whole I don't know about the business side of it, but like, you know, like I don't like that like labor costs are as high as they are, but I think it's also the issue is that like labor costs in other parts of the world are pretty low because labor costs, you know, in like a lot of countries, a lot of other countries is pretty low. And globalization has made it so that like we can import goods made over there so cheaply that it's actually destroyed local what's it called? Manufacturing. I'm just saying that I'm very pro having goods made by people being paid a fair wage. You know what I mean? I almost completely forgot that I made that. And that's one of my earlier works too. The wallet. and I'm actually really proud of how like the design inside came out. You know, um, I had to keep it a secret, but I also wanted to like film myself making it. So I was just like, I'm not telling him I'm making it, and then I just send it to you. Yeah. I am glad that you're making good use of it. Let me scroll back up. Ryan said yes. I mean, like the Ryan. So like the whole thing, like with whatever's going on in the behind the scenes with The Witcher, is just like it's gonna be he said she said situation, or they said they, like, you know what I mean? And like we're never really gonna know. All I know is that like I didn't get attached to the show, and now I think it's canceled. So, right, like, whatever. And it sucks because like what's his face? The guy who plays Superman, he's a huge nerd. He builds PCs on his free time. He paints Warhammer miniatures because it makes him happy, And so like for that to happen, right? It's like like a lot of people were rallying behind the dude because like one of us, right? Like you see a guy that's just like, oh yeah, I love painting Warhammer miniatures, and I'm also Superman, and I fucking bench press like 250, and it's like, dude, you know. But something happened back there, and the true losers is the people who fucking enjoyed the show, because the show's like now is like no longer getting made. Like he's not being Geralt, right? I think they just like completely got rid of him. They tried to like recast everybody, not recast, but like replace everybody with like new characters, and like I don't know how a show can survive that, right? But that's the thing, like it's like you can choose to believe him, right? But like there's no more proof in what he's saying than what they're saying, right? And just because he's a fellow gamer doesn't mean that he's telling the truth, right? Just like because they're a massive corporation doesn't mean that they're telling the truth. So we'll never know. We'll never know. You're just picking a lane, essentially. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. It's just it sucks for people that like the show. I tried to watch it, I couldn't get into it, but that was also because like I don't know. I guess my time where I like that sort of medieval dark fantasy is over. That's your peepee. I don't. I think I lost your peepee. Actually, feels. I think I lost it. I think it rolled under the fridge. For those of you that don't know, Feels Dry's peepee, it's detachable and it flies through the sky very quickly, which is why he can like send it over to me. I can't. That fridge is heavy. That fridge is heavy. I can't move that shit on my own. I may be able to lift 12 pounds, but I can't move a fridge. Trying to make the show by the book. Oh, but I don't think they ever could have done that. You know what I mean? And that's and him trying to influence it in other ways is like very, I don't know. Like that's not his job. You know what I mean? Like I will say that the writer should be allowed to write and the director should be allowed to direct, but like the actor who is not in the directing seat really shouldn't try to like grab the reins of everything and try to like essentially mutiny the production. Because if he's actually like trying to do that, if he's like really trying to like, if he's like attempting to in his view right the ship, like that sucks because everything is already in place to do the other scenes, right? Filming locations were already scouted. Reservations were made, rental properties and everything, right? Permits, everything. And if you're trying to like essentially change everything because it doesn't match the books, that's too fucking bad. Like this thing has a certain momentum that you can't just get out of, right? And so like him doing that, right? And so the other problem that I heard was that like he was essentially like trying way too hard to like, you know, be a problem to work with because he wasn't able to write to do these things. Essentially, like if like there's already too much money in like these things, and like you just can't change things just because you don't want to do it, right? Like if there's a real production issue, I understand. But like if it's just like, oh, I want this done this way, and you're not like the director or anything, these decisions have been made months ago, years ago, likely. You can't just like expect people to bend to your will just because like, oh, I'm the star. You know what I mean? Regardless of like what you want and what how you want to like make the show more accurate, you just it's too bad, you know? Oh, maybe he could move the fridge when you couldn't get past airport security. Oh God. I thought it was always detachable. I thought it was just like a weird curse. You ate that weird gum fruit like Buggy from the One Piece show, and everything's just detachable. It's not like that at all. Did I get it wrong? Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Like, but you know, they already had that in place, is what I'm saying, and they had what you know, like the adaptation based on what they were planning on doing with the show. And then like, you know, it's just like, oh, I want to change things. We should make it more true. It's like we can't fucking afford 17 griffins on screen at the same time, Henry. But it's in the book. You know, like also this shouldn't take place over here. We should get another castle, not just a set, but a whole ass Scottish castle. That's not in the budget. All the Scottish castles are booked for the next 3 years. We can't. You know? What's up, Mirage? Currently attending the wedding. That feels weird, Toast. I personally like I gotta say like try not to think about it. You know what I mean? Because like you really you know, they're out of your life. You shouldn't concern yourself with what they're doing now. Do you have any interest in using Blue Sky? What's Blue Sky? Blueski? Am I saying it right? Ryan, that statement actually makes no sense because it's not. I don't even know what point you're trying to make with that, right? It's literally he was hired for a job, and they're trying to do the job, and he's just like, let me change it because I want to. The amount of ego that you must have to like actually believe that that's the correct thing to do, to think that you can move an entire production to suit what you want is ridiculous. You know what? Now I'm totally on the side of the studio on this one. Like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for him to even think that he could do that, let alone for anybody to actually take his side on that. And anyone who like legitimately thinks that he should be allowed to do that, I don't think actually understands how these things fucking work. It's just like, no, essentially you're all just screaming, I want it, wah, wah. And that's like very fucking childish and lacking foresight. So yeah, maybe he was just being a giant twat about the whole thing. Well, that's one of the few correct ways of using it. Feels dry. It's a new Twitter. Oh shit, that's right. That's right because I don't trust Twitter. Yes, I did have an interest in it simply because fucking Twitter. They're charging for Twitter in like 2 countries. It's like $1. Still, it's the fucking principle. A fucking dollar. They're, and like they're claiming like, oh, it's to combat bots in the region. Okay. Sure, that's not going to change anything. These people are just going to use hashtag not sponsored NordVPN to change their IP addresses so that they could access Netflix in other regions and also run bots from other IP addresses. Um, can't do that if everyone's actually getting what? Oh, for liberals? Is liberals the one that is bad? I'll be perfectly honest. I don't understand any of those fucking terms, right? Like I don't know what a liberal is, right? I know what a Democrat is, and I know what a Republican is. But then there's like all these other terms, and it's just like I don't know how I land on which side of what. Is conservative? It's like I just assume that they're very conservative. Like my girlfriend, she identifies as a conservative, but then like when I explain things to her, she kind of like agrees, you know? And I hope that like I'm explaining it to her in a way that like, you know, like I can change her mind about certain things because it's just like, you know, like she used to be like very anti-drug and it's like, listen, some people just do it because like do drugs because like they don't know how to like take care of like their anxiety or whatever, and they're just trying to self-medicate, right? I remember back in high school, like I thought that all the people that were like smoking weed in the staircase were like, you know, gonna ruin their lives and fuck it up and everything. And now I realize, like, nah, those people, those kids, they were suffering from anxiety like I was, but they found a way to fucking like, you know, chill it a little bit. And in retrospect, like, you know, it might have actually done me some fucking good to get some of that stuff actually, you know. But and now that it's legal for me, it's just like, oh well, it's not for me. But it could have been better for old high school Dick. But you know, I was too judgy back then. I thought that that was the devil's lettuce, you know. And now I'm just like, man, fucking, if it makes you happy, put it in your mouth, you know. Oh, perhaps Mirage if you're not using it.
If you're not using this invite code, I might be so inclined as
I hate social media. Oh God, no! Now that I'm thinking about it, like, now I have to make more social media and then postings and then maybe kind of. I don't trust Twitter. I've never trusted Twitter, but like with Papa Elon in charge, it's just they might as well start calling it shitter. They oh man, I wonder if they've copywritten shitter Xitter shitter. I wonder if they copyrighted that because that's what it fucking is. What's this baby rage? Well, that's because you keep doing hashtag feet pics, hashtag NFTs toast. Like, of course they're gonna follow you. Those bots are like, man, we're the thirstiest fucking bots. Since you're already on, oh, okay.
we could be blue sky friends. We could be blue.
It sounds like it's being very exclusive. I hope that that's not like gonna be a forever thing. Simply because, like, if it is a forever thing, it really limits discoverability. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? If you're not using it and you're so inclined, please, that would be very, very sweet of you. Actually, I'll spend parts of tomorrow figuring that shit out. Just like I have to figure out the Dick Record Holiday Spectacular. I mean, I have a vague idea of what the Dick Record Holiday Spectacular is. And boy, is it a shit show. Oh, man. I just realized I haven't gone to the bathroom or done the shout out block yet. I'll probably do that before we raid out. Oh, it's only for for the beta or for betas? I see you. I got you, Reaper. Thank you. Rush? The band Rush? This is not done. We have a little bit left to do. And it's actually the part that makes it look the best. It's these edges. So let's cover this up. Let's put away some of these needles. It's not some, all of the needles. The band rush?
I heard they're pretty good, but
I've never, the only math rock band that I listen to is, what are they called?
thank you, Mirage.
Oh, thank you. Real talk, thank you. I'll have to set that up later today or sometime tomorrow. Okay, so I put some of the stuff away. I'm not ending stream just yet. I got to do the edges. You know how I like to be thorough. I just also want to clean up the space a little bit. Because a messy space is an unhappy space. And my brain doesn't like unhappiness. Although there's some people out there that like choose to be unhappy. I call them my ex. God, that's I you know, like it's so one-sided that I get to slam my exes here. Although coming. It does make sense that I would repeatedly slam my exes in my bedroom. Heyo, yeah, you know, like there's always two sides to every story, and I'm sure that like if they were here, they'd be like, you know, telling horrible tales about me. Ugh. Everyone's got their own side of the story, you know. All right, so we're doing the edges. And fuck me. Okay, I gotta be careful now. I got some of this on my fucking hand. Issue. You're gonna meet your sister's fiance. I didn't know your sister was getting married. You should scare the shit out of him. You should like really creep him out. Really get him to be like, oh god, maybe I should call this shit off. My cat's sleeping in the bed. Is very cute. It was set for next year. Actually, you know what? If he's the fiance, I'm surprised that you're meeting him so late. Actually, you know, I would have thought that you'd met him earlier, right? Shit, I gotta be on screen. What's wrong with me? I almost feel like you should have met him earlier. Like I met my girlfriend's sister already, you know, and we've only been together for like a few months. Like, and so like I think her sister would like, because we've hung out a few times. I think her sister would even like recognize me. I think I'd recognize her if I saw her like on the street headed someplace, you know. There we go. All right. There we go. We do 2 coats of this with a sanding between them. And while the first coat is curing, I will hit the bathroom. Right. And then after the second coat is curing, I'll do the shout outs. I think that'll be perfect. He's handsome-ish. Oh boy. You should tell her, like, oh man, he's ugly. You can do better. But say that in front of him. So that like, no, don't say that in front of him. Hey, I'm the worst person, I'm sorry. I'm here for ruining marriages and not in like the traditional homewrecker ways. It's be 2 weeks of silence. Oh wait, you're leaving the country? Wait, it's the okay. Wait, you're leaving the country? I missed that part. He lives on the other side of the world. Oh my god. Well, thank you, Hunter. Wait, oh my god. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, all right. So that makes more sense as to why you haven't met him yet. Like, okay. It kind of reminds me of Shabazz. Shabazz is his wife's like on not the other side of the world, but she's like several several time zones away. I will say this. Having been in a long-distance relationship, I do not like long-distance relationships. But you know what? I'm not going to discourage you or any of you from finding love. You know, just know what you're getting into. So, what's more important, though, right, Reap, is that he makes her happy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Reaper? And so you gotta make sure he understands. If he don't make your sister happy, you got these two fists, thunder and lightning, and you're gonna teach him a lesson. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Violence doesn't solve anything. Except for who wins the Super Bowl. And also the occasional hockey fight. The occasional hockey fight. Alright. Alright. That's code 1. It's code 1. It's code 1. That is code 1. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna close this up. I'm gonna put this down. That wasn't the most careful way to put it down, but I didn't want like the sides to touch anything. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. What? Yo. What do you mean, like the same clan? Like in Apex? Yeah, what the fuck? Rape is adorable. How dare he? He'll be coming to the US next year. Okay, okay, so he's gonna live here once they get married. You fucking better. Long distance shit. Okay, I used to date somebody who was all the way out there, and I will say this: long distance, not all the way out there. She was in Japan. Long distance shit does not work out, especially like you don't get that closeness. You don't get to spend time together. You know, if you want to like bury your face in in their ass, you can't because they're several time zones away. And it's just like, man, I really could use a face full of that ass, baby. And it's just like, can you send me a photo? And it's like the photo's not going to be good enough because you get the photo and it's like you're looking at it on your phone and you're just like, man, these cheeks are too hard. These cheeks are too hard. Nobody clipped that. It's not going to make any sense. I'll be right back. I got to pee. Cheeks should be soft though, guys. Remember, if there's anything you guys learned today, it's that cheeks should be soft. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Now I want pizza. Oh God. Hey, what's up, John? Welcome in. How are you doing? Oh shit. It just reminded me I have to see how Ash is doing, actually. Because I saw the post that she made. Although she also posted a picture where she looks pretty in good spirits. How is Ash doing, John, actually? While I have you here. Wait, you don't have all the bored apes, do you? Those things are very rare. We're making a thing. This stupid thing on stream, we usually cut production times in half when we compare stream production times versus actual production time for things. Oh God, this would need to be like double-sided, I think. Because this backside looks pretty bad. We're learning. Tribe is a bet. Oh. I guess kind of. I think I see what you're saying though. Wait, Grumpy, what did her sister and parents do? Is it something that can be solved with a hammer? Are you done eating your food, Furball? She's like already back. I guess this is a first draft. I don't even like how this eventually I like, and it's like one of those things where in like retrospect I probably should have just made this double-sided somehow, right? Like, this should just go all the way through. Well, I'm dumb. Alright, whatever. Didn't pre-plan enough. Didn't pre-plan enough. How are you doing, John? Did not pre-plan properly. Pre-plan pop... Hashtag not sponsored. So right now we're just doing a bit of sanding. It's already after 8, so I likely won't be hammering anything, which is good. We're all pretty done here in terms of hammering. I just need to finish the edges. This doesn't have a strap. I could always make a strap later, but this is probably just going to go into the land of lost, not lost, but the land of things that I tried that didn't fully work out. I'm going to have to rethink the exterior of that long wallet that I was planning, because I don't think this particularly looks the way that I wanted it to, right? Like, there's gaps. And so that means that I would have to cut more exactingly for this to work out, and I don't think I can, right? I was just hoping it would work out, and it just doesn't. How much does the leather cost? So I guess it depends on, like, the project, right? Like, where is it? Actually, there's no way that I could show this, right? So the piece of leather that I bought, that this comes from and that this comes from, right? Just the hide. It's called a single? No. Was it a single shoulder? I think it's a shoulder. It's not a double shoulder. Let me double check. Rocky. I love that I spelled it so wrong. RPCLY, and yet they fucking knew. All right, so this is called a hide. No, that's not right. View your order. Because it's a half. All right, so it's a half hide. It's a half hide. Okay, so it's a half hide. It doesn't have the skirting or the belly. It's 7 to 8 square feet of just this 5 to 6 ounces, which is, or sorry, 4 to 5 ounces, which is just thickness. 4 to 5 is pretty good for, like, a lot of things. Layer cake? What? Layer? Oh, is that the song that's playing? I'm sorry. I don't know what's actually playing. Is it Layer Cake? It is Layer Cake. I just have this like rainy mood song playlist. Okay, so it's 7 to 8 square feet of Botolossi Carlo. This stuff, 7 to 8 square feet. It's like it's an average, essentially, and that was $109.99 just for that piece, right? Separately, I had to order, and this is for like wallets and shit, like for these card holders, right? There's 2 different types of leather here. There's you actually have one of these, but I could show this off here. There's a piece here that's like, that forms the backbone. Actually, I have another piece of them here because I miscut this, and then I realized I couldn't use it because I marked it. So this piece right here, it's 5 to 6 ounces of veg tan. This was like, I think, $60 for, I think, 8 to 9 square feet. But I think that this is like imported from China. I think. Before I like really got like a very good supply. I still don't really have a good supply of veg tan. It's so these card holders are a piece of this, which is like kind of a small piece, like, let's see, like 3 by 5 maybe? No, it's not 3 by 5. It's like 2.5 by 4. And then in addition to that, this also uses a piece of veg tan from Turkey, from Sipisular Tannery, which I know of, and I like their product in 3 to 4 ounces to make the exterior pocket. And that stuff was, God, I paid for a 6 to 8 square foot piece, and that was like $80 or $90 with tax. This is actually an inconsequential amount of leather, because typically when I make charms, I always say that it's a good way to use your scraps that are left over from like other larger projects, right? Because leather comes in like these weird shapes, like, you know, and so like you'll end up with like these weird corner pieces that are just like, you know, little flaps of excess, right? And so like it, like I have not a box, a tub that is just full of like random scraps here. And like I actually dug out these pieces because I was like, I need something to for this back, or I was planning on using veg tan. And it was just like, I know I must have a scrap. So, you know, like I have scraps in here, just like a bunch of random loose scraps, just in case I need that type of piece, you know, and it's just in a sealed thing. But yeah, like depending though, the amount of square footage that I use is spaced solely on the CAD file that I draw up for the project, right? So like the interior pockets of, let's say, I don't know if I'll cut this out of the VOD, but it'll help me to sort of show you guys. Let's see, is this the wallet? Is this the bifold? 1, 2. I think that's it, yeah. Oh, this is the V. That's the V1, never mind. You need the V4. Oh, I have a pocket just sitting here. Okay, V4. This is the V4, and it uses parts of the V3. Okay, that's how this works. Okay, so if I show you guys the V, these are based on my CAD files. The V4, which is the wallet that's in the shop right now, right? It uses a piece of leather for the outer, that's like this big. That makes the exterior, right? And then everything else is veg tan. And this is 3 or 4 ounce veg tan. This is like roughly, I think, like a foot by 4. Yeah. So not entirely a square foot, but a square foot of that type of leather would probably be $15. So you probably make like 2 per square foot. Then we go on to the veg tan portions, right? And like there's this, right? There's like this sort of mid portion. Then there's this exterior portion that gets attached to that. So there's this and this. Then there's your set of pockets on each side, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Then there's the this, right? Which is like this forms a pocket here. And then wait, no. Wait, I did away with that. That's right. That's right. That's why that's part of the 3v4. So there's this that sort of forms these 2 inner hidden pockets, right? And then there's these that form the individual card pockets, and these get doubled up on this side. So figure that's like close to that much square footage. That's twice. So that's almost like 2 square feet, which I believe for the veg tan at 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 ounces is like about 30 to 40. I think. And those are estimates, but everything has to be an estimate. I think I got the math right. Watch, I'll find out later. Nope, fucked up. Whoops. I also have a pocket just sitting in there. I know I meant to use this to make another wallet. Whoopsie. I'll just leave that very, very on top of the other ones in case I ever decide to make any more wallets out of any new leathers that I purchase. But yeah, leather's pricey. Whoops. Leather is very pricey. This should be cured. This one should be cured, rather. So I'm going to do the second coat. And then while the second coat cures, then I can do my shout-outs. Oh, I've been waiting to do these fucking shout-outs. I'll tell you that much right now. So I estimate, right, that roughly for the bifold, it's roughly in terms of other materials like leather, thread, right? Blades that I use to cut things, everything, right? Any paper that I need to print out any parts on, roughly $70-ish. So the cost of a wallet, right, is based on that 70. It was I just moved that down to 69 because funny number in the shop. And then the wallets take like 6 hours to produce. So 6 times 50 per hour, which is what I charge as a leather worker. That's where we get the price of the wallet. And I know that that's not, you were asking about the price of the leather, but I figure we're already there. So I might as well explain everything in terms of that. Everything that's in the leather shop is based on that function. 50 an hour. And there's no additional charge for like, oh yeah, this is like my design for this, and it took me this many iterations. I don't actually add that. Making those iterations and solving the problem is kind of like part of the joy that I get out of making this product and knowing that like this is my product. I've designed it, I've developed it. It was after a few versions that this finally works, and I like where it is and where it's sitting, and shit that slipped. All right, cool. You know, I know that the numbers there kind of suck because a lot of people simply, you know, it's too high. I know it's too high, but it's too high because a lot of people just like are not used to paying for products made in the US. That'll happen. To keep your hands busy. What kind of things do you like to do with your hands? And you know, you don't necessarily need a craft, right? Of course I touched something else after I touched that. You know, I think that people just need like a hobby where they're kind of like active, right? Like you like to go on hikes. There's nothing wrong with like going on hikes, you know? I personally feel like people should do something that like is kind of semi-strenuous, right? Like something that'll give them a reason to stay active and, you know, like do something that they enjoy physically, right? Hiking can be that for you. I used to enjoy painting miniatures, Warhammer miniatures, like Henry Cavill, except I don't have the body, you know? Oh, I'm not giving this to her. This was just a proof of concept thing. It was for a wallet. Because, but I also, I want to, I've been in the design of process of making a long wallet. I could show you some drawings actually. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. You beat it through sheer perseverance and because you're better at video games than I am. But that game's fucking stupid and I hate it. In fact, I feel like we should go to the rainforest and kill all the gorillas. I'm going to jail for that one. I know it. I'm going to jail. What the PS3 look like? Oh god, so it's the original unit. I think it was referred to as the Duke. It has a specific serial number, but it's basically like the really large one, right? I think it's the really large one. But yeah, it ran PlayStation 2 and PlayStation games off of it. My cousin had one at one time, and then he brought it to get repaired because, of course, it's a Sony peripheral or a Sony product. And the guy at the shop kept remarking, like, oh, this is a really rare one. This is the original release. It's the Duke. I could get a lot of money for this. Hey, how much do you want to sell this for? And you know, like his father and my uncle was just like, no, it's not for sale. I just need it repaired. And so like he kept asking about it, and they were like, you know, like just like, no, it's not for sale. We just need it repaired. So then they left it there. You know, all right, cool. And then when they went to go get it after it was supposed to be repaired, the shop was gone. They just picked up and fucking left over a fucking PlayStation 3. Like, what the fuck? Like, when they told me that, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's infuriating shit. Got fucking fleeced for a fucking maybe like what $500-600. You pick up your entire fucking business. Also, what kind of business? This is someplace that his father or my uncle picked. So like maybe it was like some sort of like hole in the wall joint that like can just do that. Great, wonderful, absolutely fantastic, cool. Just gone after that one period of time. That's annoying. That's so annoying. That's so frustrating. I really hope that guy gets caught doing something else, you know? Because clearly fucking got away with that shit, you know? You know, what's funny is that this piece right here, super small, right? Makes it real hard to like run this. Dude, I hope you won, man. Cause like I've heard some real bad things about like people that ride the rails, you know, in terms of like the culture of like those homeless people that do ride the rails. And I'm not saying that homeless people are bad, but like there's like this culture around like, you know, people that the around those types of people that like ride the rails all day. And it's pretty lawless and it's pretty like holy shit, why don't we do something about that? You know what I mean? I don't know if the things have changed since then, but like I like God, what was it? I've heard some pretty bad shit. I guess some laws have been put in place, like what was it before a certain point the train stopped wherever the train stopped and you were just let out there, right? And so there was this one passenger who like, you know, like it was the middle of the night and they were like, here's your stop. And it's like, it was very dark out and she was nowhere near the station. Right. And they were like, well, if this is where you're getting off, this is where you're getting off. So she got off and she was subsequently murdered and, you know, by a pack of homeless people, you know, and they changed the laws so that the train now had to stop in the station. But this was like maybe the 1800s or the 1700s, you know, way back before there was any of that type of regulation, you know. Oh, I feel like it would be and that would be there because like, you know, like you kind of have direction. It's kind of like a road, right? But also like usually the area around it is fairly wooded, so if you have to hide, you can just easily duck into the forest and you should have like a pretty good time or a pretty easy time hiding, right? But my God, like it used to be like really lawless. Not like Lucy lawless. She's actually pretty law abiding, but like, you know, like really lawless. Okay. I think this is done actually. Such a quick thing to do the edges and you get such a really nice finished product. I probably should have sanded more on the edges after or before I did the what's it called? The edge coat, right? I probably should have, but I did not. And that's why it's a little wobbly, but like under the wobble, there's like this glossiness to it, which is really hard to show off there. Oh yeah, there it is. It just looks so good. I really like how that glossy look kind of comes off on like the edges of like finished leather products, which is why I do it. It's one of the things that like I refuse to settle on this. All these things have to be like nice and shiny on the edges. I really love that shit. I love how that looks, you know. Just that nice glossy edge to it. I just love how that shit looks. Oh God. You could write them. Let's start a petition. Toast. Let's start a petition. We'll start a change.org petition. We'll fucking let them know. You should do a story on this guy. He's my great grandfather. He was the first person to be arrested. We should do a whole thing about his life and what led him to that historic point in the history of America. In fact, I believe he is the most important American because he was the first to get this done. And every other American after him is a fucking twat. Well, that's because they're just trying to scare you. If you don't react, they go home really upset, Sparkling Thunder. They're just like, "Oh, that person didn't react. Oh, it's okay. You'll get them next time." See a bunch of people just like patting each other on the back, going like, You'll get them next time. Oh god. They could probably find that out after fucking like a mouth swab nowadays, you know? That whole thing with the what was it? The Green River Killer? They found, was it the Green River Killer? Somebody, it was like their one of their nieces were like they did a mouth swab for ancestry or something, and it was just like, oh wow, you have the DNA of like you match this DNA for like this person that was like terrorizing this area for like a few years, and there were a lot of sexual assaults and murders. Could you come in and maybe like, you know, show us your whole ass family tree? I think it was the Green River. Holy shit. And that's why my mom says never to ever let them do an ancestry test on you. I'm kidding. That. Oh, I didn't restart the music. Green River Killer. Gary Ridgway. Was it Gary Ridgway? It wasn't him. Ancestry test. Serial killer. Golden State Killer. It was Joseph James D'Angelo Jr. There we go. Okay. They also sell it? What the fuck am I paying them for then? I thought you pay them and then they still sell your info. Can't trust anybody these goddamn days. I hate it. I really do. So yep, I'm never gonna let them swab my mouth. They could swab these nuts if they want to fucking get any of my DNA. Wait, no, they can't. That'll probably give you the same answer. Ah, shit. You know what? That fell for a reason. I think we're done. No, that was likely one of his groupies that was just like, man, I would love for the BTK to BTK me. People are fucking weird. I don't understand why so many of these serial killers have like all these groupies, you know what I mean? Like Ted Bundy had groupies, fucking Charles Manson had groupies. They're all like screaming outside, "We want to suck your dick!" And it's like, do you know what happened to the last person that sucked his dick? He cut her throat mid-swallow just to see the cum guzzle out with blood, you know? I didn't think that joke through as I was saying it, and I realized as the more words came out of my mouth, the more ratchet that shit started to become. I'm sorry, everybody.